Hi. I'm not supposed to put this thing now. Hi, people. Can you hear me? Yeah. I hope you guys can hear me. Let's see if I can use the mic. Hi. Hi, Temi. Hi, everybody. Can you guys hear me? Okay. I'm kind of late. I think I'm like, what, 7 minutes late. Oh, God. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Okay. Am I clear? Clear enough? Okay. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you so much. Um, my skin, it's ring light, so I think it's ring light, you guys. It's a miracle that I'm even able to come online because I'm just eating. Okay. Hi, Vivian. Okay, so I think I should just start. It's just so weird starting lives. I don't really know what to say most times. Okay, so we can just start, right? Okay, so it's my, or should I just chill? Let's just be saying hi, or should we just start? I'm eating, well, let's call it breakfast. It's noodles, but let me not correct. I don't know whether they have their rules for life. Let me just be picking it from the side. Thank you. Okay. So it's my anniversary, 10th year anniversary on the 10th of June. And okay, we should chill, right? Tell me, right? Yeah. I think we should chill. But what about you? What should we be saying? I can't use hand to eat this noodle. Please, can I be eating my noodles? Not somebody not say that they don't eat on camera. Thank you. Okay, let's wait for more people to join. Okay. Hi. Oh, thank you, Sissy Amy. Hi. Hi, Winnie. I should eat my noodles. Okay, we should talk about food. What should we talk about? See, let me just eat my noodles while we are waiting because this is the first meal I'm having today. I wanted to even wear makeup so I can even look fine, but couldn't happen. Thank you. Thank you. Monica that made lunch because no time to do anything. Yeah, fried plantain is is gold now. Yes, okay. Should we just start? Because I don't want people to start logging out because I don't know if people will just get uninterested with me eating noodles. Thank you. Okay. So 10 years on 10th of June. And someone was telling me I think yesterday. I don't know if you guys know, but I've mentioned several times in the vlog that we always forget our anniversary. I think for me, I never remember. I think my husband remembers, but I never remember because when we were doing our traditional wedding, I was pregnant, heavily pregnant. And like, okay, not heavily pregnant actually, but I was pregnant. I was writing my project in school. So there was just so much. And then they changed our dates like three, four, five times. Oh, we're not going to say, do you know that I thought of this thing before coming for this? And I said, let us bless this life. Okay, we cover this life with the blood of Jesus. And I pray that as I minister, it's gonna enter. It's a lie, I'm not ministering anything, please. But yeah, I just hope, yeah, we cover it with the blood of Jesus. Let God take control of our life. And I hope that we're able to, pick up a few things. I know marriage is not easy. It's not easy at all. Like I said on um Instagram stories saying I drag now we drag ourselves. And when I said it, like it just came out of my mouth. But then when I stopped doing the video, I started thinking. I just mentally started thinking of me dragging my husband on the ground, and then at some point him just dragging me, because sometimes it feels like that, to be honest. So like I was saying, I hardly remember my anniversary. We hardly remember it. Even this year's own, I had to ask my husband to be very sure of the date. And sometimes when I say June 10th, I feel like I'm even wrong. So I have to think again, is it really June 10th? So it's always my mom. Most times I ask my mom, like, when did we even wed traditionally? Because they change the date a lot of times. From the east where I'm from, they have to do weddings on certain days, so it mustn't be on a market day or so. So there were just a few changes here and there. So it just made me the date never stuck in my head. Yeah. Anyway, so what are we talking about? I didn't come to teach, like I said before. I just came to share, and then I want people to also share in the comments as well. And then I was just thinking a couple of days ago about things that I like about marriage, and then things that I don't like about marriage. And I feel like no matter how long you've been married for, every single day there's always something. Well, maybe not every single day. Hi, Nello. Well, maybe not every single day, but I just think that on some occasions, many occasions, things that you don't like would always come up, no matter how long you've been married for, and all of that. So for me, I think I have major things that I don't like about marriage. And I don't know if it's going to sound weird, because I posted on my YouTube community. I said it's an open space and we're going to be open, we're going to be honest. But I think when I want to talk about some things, I'm just like, there are two of us in this situation, and you know how people say if you're doing things like YouTube or like lifestyle, it's almost like you have to kind of seek the other person's opinion. So sometimes when I want to say some things, I'm like, is he going to be cool with it? Am I supposed to share? Because there are two of us in this thing. But let's just go on. However the spirit leads, we'll just talk about it. So like I was saying, I was just thinking about a couple of things that I like and that I don't like, and I want you guys to share, so that if anything I mention is similar to yours, or if anybody can relate, we can just like discuss about it or talk about it. And then in the comments, let me know. You guys should let me know, how long have you been married for? How long have how long have you guys been married for? Someone on my channel left a comment today saying she's been married for 17 years, right? So she got married at 18, she's been married for 17 years. That's a very long time. A very, very long time. Oh, 5 years. Cool. Yeah, so should I start with what I like or what I don't like? Or what should 19 years? Hey, you people say I'm senior. You people should come and see senior. Queen Zawe's kitchen. Wow. So 20 years, 21 years. Wow. Hello, 7 years. Wow. Seven is a special number. Oh. Seven is a special number. 10 years. Wow, nice. We're twinning. Okay, so you guys should share with me. Let's start with things we like, things we don't like. Should we start? I don't want to call it negative, but should we start with things we like, things we don't like? Should we just talk about that? You represent the single, not married clan. Yeah. Okay, so something happened a couple of days ago. Yeah, marriage. Yeah, comes with hard work. Yeah. Um. So something happened a couple of days ago, and it just made me think. Someone said 0 years. So if you guys know, right, you know that I have three girls. I'm sure everybody that is on this live will know. And the truth is that we still get a couple of comments and like people's should I call it, things you might do differently looking back. Okay, okay. So we still get a couple of like comments and people just throwing in inputs when their input or their opinion really doesn't matter. So a couple of days ago, my husband comes back and he's like, um, how did this conversation start? So I think I was telling him that I was on my period, and I was trying to get him. So, okay, I've mentioned it before, but I mentioned it a long time ago that I've been trying to convince my husband to get a vasectomy. I don't know why this is such a big deal. I can't understand why it's such a big deal. But at this point in our lives, we're struggling with like, well, let me not say we're struggling because I mean, we've been trying, but we're struggling with like a birth control method. Like there's no perfect birth control method at this point. So once in a while I just chip in. I'm like, okay, like can't you just get a vasectomy and let's just let's just be done with this fearful play, because every month I'm just like, yes, thank you Jesus, it has happened. And my husband is like, so are we supposed to be afraid or what? I said yes, because at this point in our lives we are struggling. We don't know what we are. Nigeria, I don't understand. Where did I word that someone got a vasectomy? It wasn't a Nigerian man. But I don't know. Do you guys know of any Nigerian man that has gotten a vasectomy? Because I don't know what the fear is. Is the fear that you are going to lose your children one day and then somehow you want to have another? I don't understand. I really don't understand. And my husband's one is, he made one very weird statement the other day where he said he's not sure of these procedures that people do in Nigeria. How about if you go and do it now and then something goes wrong? And I'm sure there's something going wrong is maybe they feel like, I mean, what could possibly go wrong? What could be their fear if not them being scared of maybe not being able to get an erection or something? Because what else would they be scared that will go wrong? So I'm like, you're scared that something will go wrong, but we are going to these hospitals and we are having children in the same hospitals. And when we have issues, we still get surgery in these hospitals, get contraceptive. Women, you feel so empowered. Yeah, yes, that's what I said. I feel like that's like their only fear, that when they are done, there's going to be no erection. But women are going in, and women are having children, women are getting surgery, women are bringing forth life from these same hospitals that you people are scared of going to. So what, for the paper those BT people showed us? Who are the BT people? Oh, thank you. You're a darling. So I don't know. I feel like that's their major fear. And so okay, like so this conversation now moved from me asking him to get a vasectomy into we talking about a male child. Like it went like that so quickly. Okay. So he was like, oh, are we supposed to be scared again? You think my husband is too young for that? Are you really serious? When are men supposed to get vasectomies? I don't understand. When? Is there an age? Because I'm supposed to be carrying contraceptive around. Is there supposed to be an age? I don't think any man is young for that. I think if we've come to a conclusion that we are done having children, which I have come to a conclusion. My husband has said he's done. We've done videos, and you people have said, you people have heard him say he's done. Oh, so we have video evidence. But I still feel like at the back of my mind, I think he's not. I won't say I think he's not done. I think the thought comes to his mind that sometimes I feel he wants a baby boy. And I think it's more peer pressure than any other thing. Maybe I don't think it's family. I think it's more friends. I feel like it's more from friends. So our discussion now jumped from vasectomy to are you sure we'll not try for another one? Maybe we'll not have a baby boy. And at that point, I didn't have energy to start arguing. I didn't have energy to start talking about the matter. So I just mentally logged out, physically logged out. I just walked away. He can't get the surprise baby because I don't understand where that baby is going to live. The space not there, the house. We not even get bed. Because I know that we walk through the aisles in supermarkets, and then like there was a day we're walking through a supermarket aisle, we're walking through the diaper aisle, and in my mind I was like, I wanted to. Nothing is absolute. Not having children is absolute for me, please. So, so I wanted to like. I just thought for a while that we had bought diapers for so many years, and in my mind I'm like, oh, so we're not even buying diaper again. And my husband at that moment looked at me and he was like, just like that, we don't buy diaper again. No. Like it was such a good thing. I just felt like our children had, grown past this stage and we were done with babying and like carrying children or anything like that. So for him to like mention it that day, like last week or so, I was just like, I don't understand. I don't understand. No, you can't say any of them. They are not here. I won't let them in the way we did the last time. The last live was all about them. No, I'm not going to let them in. They're going to scatter everything. People can see that I'm using light because it's been very gloomy today. The weather has been very dull, so I have to use a light. Okay, so Cecilia said something. She said I should talk about some what I wish I could have done differently. Um, what could I have done differently? Um, you know how people say, your mom had your little sister, my mom had my little sister and I, and then tied her tubes. Yeah. Or you mean even with vasectomy, there's still a small chance to get pregnant? I've never heard that before. But I heard it's reversible, but then I heard that the procedure to even reverse it is another issue on its own. Greetings from the UK. It's 26 years of marriage. Nigerian men don't get vasectomies as a fear that it makes them less of a man. A man must be ready to impregnate at any moment in their reasoning. Oh Lord. But it's not reversible. I actually read that it's reversible. Please, you guys should let us know if there are any medical people or anybody that has ideas about this. There should be a campaign about it because, I mean, I know that I see, charts and like people who try to, get them aware in hospitals, but they are not as pronounced as the one for women. The one for women, you see one very large area with so much information, and then you just see one very small portion with the man's thing there, and then one tiny written thing. So I don't think they are, I don't. It's not they are not being well informed, and it has always been like that. So I think that's why they are so bent on not even trying it. So yeah, someone said it's reversible. I read that it's reversible. Oh, nice. Okay, so someone said a YouTuber I watch got it reversed because he wanted another child. So please, as you people can see, we're learning from here so that you can pass the message across to them. Um, okay, so going back to the question, what I would do differently. I think how people say whatever, all the things that you have done have led you to this moment, and that's why things are the way they are. But I would say that the one thing that I know that we did earlier on in marriage that maybe we could have done differently was the way we argued about things and the way we quarreled. We're talking to some people, we're talking to a couple, and well, no, not a couple, we're talking to somebody, and she was talking about how herself and her husband are constantly quarreling and constantly arguing, and then in their case there's like a long distance issue. So I feel like with long distance it's even worse, especially because they haven't even lived together for so long. Like even when she had their first child, the man wasn't here. Then the child is about 5 or 6. I think it's about 6, and the man isn't here. So it's a big issue. So she was complaining of always quarreling and them always just having very intense arguments. So I think for us, I think the way we argued and the way we quarreled. Oh God. Hmm. We quarreled so much. I had to let her know that it's not new. It's not something out of the ordinary. We quarreled a lot. I think in like our first maybe 3 4 years, I would say like maybe last year, this year has been one of our best years because we have now learned how to deal with arguments and like misunderstandings. So people are saying men's are reversible but not women. Okay. Yes, doing things wrongly makes you wiser and stronger. Yeah, but I think in a lot of cases when people do things wrongly, sometimes it's like it gives them a sign to kind of halt things. So the way I said we dragged ourselves to this moment, I feel like a lot of people could have maybe gone longer. Maybe people that are no longer married could have maybe gone longer, but they just kind of like just dropped off. Like we're just done, and they just drop off. In Nigerian homes, women take responsibility for family planning. Like women take responsibility for almost everything. Yeah. In the end, it's your body that will get pregnant. Men do not think seriously about the consequences. Yeah. Yeah. A medical doctor, most times it's female patients that come alone talking about contraception. I hardly get male come alone, and very few, like 5%, come with their wives. I think it's more the women because we're the ones that carry the baby. We know what our bodies go through, and men can never really understand. Yeah, that's why we go all out to prevent pregnancies more than men. Yeah, definitely. But do we really need to go through all this stress? Like, just take away some of that stress. Almost all vasectomies can be reversed. This does not guarantee success in conceiving a child. Okay, okay. Hmm. Okay, someone says you only quit when there's a threat to life. Hmm. What do you guys think? Do you think that you only quit a marriage when there's just a threat to life? Is that really the only reason why you should quit a marriage? I don't think so. In my opinion, I don't think so. I don't think that should be the only reason because some men are not because when it's a threat to life, it has to be physical, right? It has to be physical altercations, those kind of things. Um, yeah. So I think that some marriages are just toxic. Like you won't even progress. You won't even progress in that marriage. So I don't think it's just because threat to life has to be the person must have physically tried to harm you or something. No, I think there's a lot more that goes on mentally, emotionally that can make people just check out of a marriage. Okay, so someone said, as the years go by, marriage gets easier. It's supposed to get easier. It's supposed to get easier. Someone mentioned something about being in a long distance relationship and quarreling is just too much. I'm glad you said it's just. I'm glad you said it's not just us. Everyone quarrels. Yeah, people quarrel, and I just think that long distance relationships make it a lot more difficult. Because I mean, when you are there, when you're present, it's easier to deal with situations. Because this lady that was telling me her story, it's so difficult when you're over the phone, and no matter how much you shout, no matter how much you try to pour out your anger, if the person is not physically there, you can't really communicate how you feel the way you want to. So yeah, I just think long distance relationships. I don't know how people get through those. Yeah, I don't think so. Either not treat just threat to your life. Threat to life involves threat to mental and emotional state as well. Okay, okay, that makes sense too. Yeah, happiness is also a very important reason to leave a marriage. You can't be miserable and remain. Exactly. Can be physical, toxic, or emotional. Okay. Ah, somebody said the first 20 years are the hardest. Hey, Jesus. Is that so? So we have to reach we have to reach 20 years. Sisi, you love long distance. Why do you love long distance? Because for me, I think I like a little bit of distance, to be very honest. Um, so for people who their husbands like travel once in a while and then come back, Nello, how do you guys feel? Like how does that work? Because I think the whole absence makes the heart fonder. I think that would play in those kind of situations. Hi sis. Yeah, I think that would work. When you were younger, did you ever wish to have a male child? What did I know that male children do? What's even their function? When I was younger, I know that I just used to say I want to have two girls and two boys because I had an aunt that had two girls and two boys, and it just looked cute, like two, balanced. But what did I know? I didn't know anything. But then when I grew up and I was, conscious enough to know myself, there I never thought of a boy like for anything. I never thought, oh, I want to have a boy because of this, because of that. I didn't know what I wanted, to be honest. I just started having children. I love long distance because not much responsibility in the other room. Yeah, facts. And cooking. Yeah, that's true. Long distance, yeah, it feels refreshing when they get back. I don't like it when they're in my face all the time. Yes, that all the time is a big issue because some people can be so body. I'm in a long distance relationship, but I'm making it work. Yeah, it definitely will take a lot of work. You love it low key, like now that he's been away for 6 weeks. You miss him. Yeah, right. Wow, Nello. Hi, mommy. My mommy is here. I knew she was going to come. My hubby travels for work and is away for months at a time, 26 years, and old. And what was this? I don't understand. Problems get easier, new problems take over. Such is life. You have to look past some issues and make yourself happy. Yeah, yeah. I think yeah that I think I feel so too. Long distance is nice. You have your space, but then when there are arguments, I think it'll be very difficult to sort issues out over the phone. Someone said, if you have to reach 20 years to enjoy your marriage, wahala dey o. Life is too short to be managing marriage. You are a gun body. Hey, really? Hey. I'm a distant person. Oh. Sometimes my husband just comes in and I'm just like I'm just in that phase where I just want to be on my own. I don't want to talk. I don't like to talk too much. Sometimes I just want to be on my own. But it can't work because I think because my husband is an only child. So being married kind of makes up for him having always having someone to talk to and like just someone to come and pour his mind out to. And sometimes I'm just like, dear God, please can I just be on my own? Like I don't want to have these conversations. I just want to be. And sometimes I just carry my face, like, and that carry face is just so that once he sees the face, bam, he just gets the message and he knows that let me not talk too much. But then when he decides to now talk, it's like it almost becomes like a quarrel because it's like, oh, why are you keeping quiet? Why are you behaving like this? Da, 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 da. You are too rigid, or you are doing this, or you are doing that. So yeah, what's the best part about being married? Some of us are on the fence about it. Um, First of all, you just have a partner. You just have a partner. And I think depending on how open you guys are with each other, I mean, I think marriage is supposed to be a no judgment zone. That's how it's supposed to be. But I know for Africans, for Nigerians, it's not always like that. Because I know that I've heard of cases where some women are scared to talk about some things with their husbands so that they don't see them as okay. For instance, when it comes to things about sex, the other room, those kind of things, I know that some women are not fully expressive because they feel that they will be judged by their husbands. So first of all, it's just having someone that you know would always listen to you without judging you. First of all, someone that is your friend, like you know how you have a best friend. This one is like you're a best friend by force. You can't reject it. You can't say no. There's no saying no. If I'm broke and I need money, personally, I don't need to think twice about asking my husband for that money. Except if it's something I want to buy something that I know I don't want him to know about or something. But it's just always having someone that you know is there because they have to be there. That's just how I see it. Oh, long distance has brought out some deep core romantic sides of your husband. Nice. Who is this hater auntie? Why did you copy the Kenyan yummy mommy's name? Then when she changed to her actual name, you literally did the same. I will block you after this life. Aisha Siru. So in your mind, you think I actually copied Yummy Mommy. Did you guys know that I didn't know Yummy Mom? So she's talking about Murugi. Her name is Murugi because we chat actually. Funny thing, I got to know about this lady first when they hacked my channel and someone was telling me that they were trying to check for my channel name and then another Yummy Mommy KE, you know, was popping up. So I was like, who is this Yomi? Because then I was trying to search for my name and all of that. And then I clicked on it and then I saw her and then I watched her videos. I loved her videos. And I later started following her on Instagram because a friend of mine was telling me that she watches her and she had lost weight or something. So I went on her Instagram and then I started following her. Funny thing, I have mentioned before that I wanted to change my YouTube channel name. Okay. And you guys have known I've mentioned it before. So when Joanne changed hers, I was like, you know what, just do it. And at that moment when she changed hers, I was getting someone to do an intro for me with Yummy Mom Life. So everything just happened at the same time. So she changed hers. I was like, you know what, maybe this is the ginger that I need. So I asked this person, like, you know what, I don't want Yummy Mom Life again. I want my name, Chinyereabang, even though the intro isn't ready. But I was like, you know what, let's just do it. So this person that's telling me that I copied Kenya Yummy Mommy's name, And then do you know that I had a blog before YouTube that was called Yummy Mom Life? I will block your ass. Let me even write your name so that where's my bio? So that when I'm done with this life, I will block you. Hmm? Let me attend to other questions, please. My husband and I live apart, and now it's nice to meet him. I feel that we both appreciate each other when we are together. Yeah, I get that. I really, really get that. Okay, let me just block this person at once. Yeah. Um. Yeah, please give the stream a thumbs up. Someone says, "Hi, babe. Living with a serial adulterer is like sitting on a time bomb. You don't know which deadly, incurable STD he'll bring home and distribute to the family. This is good enough reason to let go." Yeah. Someone said, I don't understand. Someone said something. Sorry. Yeah, I've blocked her. I've blocked her. I'll be hiding her. When I'm done, I'll make sure she has been blocked completely. Someone said, men, if please, if you must have side chicks, choose professional mistresses, not amateur. I'm sorry, I don't understand this statement. Men should not choose anyone, please. I go on body too, but my husband is not. 4 years is learning. I'm the only child, so I understand wanting to talk. Yeah, so that's my husband, and that's why he has a lot of friends. He has so many friends. If my husband goes from here to the end of this Lagos, the amount of people that will greet him, that he will stop to greet, is just insane. So yeah, I think that's what comes with having, that's what comes with getting married to an only child. I like to be on my own, but some people will tell me I'm acting as if I'm suffering. Yeah, having a partner is a blessing and is an enjoyment. But yeah, like anything else, there are ups and downs, and each marriage is different. Oh, someone said she just found me. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, you changed the channel name, just found you again now. Oh, I'm sorry. So sorry. I just feel like everybody would have gotten used to my channel name by now. African women manage marriage. Yeah. If you're not happy or if it's okay to check out. Yeah, people, yeah, it's a thing. People hardly check out. People hardly check out. I think maybe these days now people are getting the ginger to check out of marriages that don't serve them. Thanks. Someone said she knew me before Kenya and Yomi Mommy. I don't understand. Most marriages now is like watching season film. I just think times have changed. With dating, with relation, like times have changed because when I hear like even stories that my sister tells me, I'm just like way back when I was like dating and the period I got married, I wasn't hearing stories like this. I don't know where everything just came up and things are just upside down. So I get why people are really scared to get married because things are going haywire. Also, I love my hobby, but I love my own space more. We do our married stuff, but we give each other space. It's good to know that we can be there for each other. I don't think my husband likes space. My husband doesn't like space at all. He doesn't like space. Nah, he doesn't like space. Yes, see, I mean, we need one Yummy Mommy channel everywhere. NGKESAUK. I tell you, this person is wicked. Mama Coco, Franca's Kitchen. Victoria was calling me Coco Mama or Mama Coco some days ago. How did you even remember? Me, I don't like long distance marriage. My mind will be telling me things. Well, people that have trust issues, but sometimes too, the man must have done one kind thing that will make you feel that, oh, times have changed. That's why I said professional mistresses. Okay, so let me ask a question. Sarah, when you say professional mistresses, do you mean like escorts? Is that what you mean? Would the person keep dating? Would they keep dating the person, or they just? I don't understand. I don't understand. Do they date the person, or they just sleep with the person, move on to the next one, or do the men date the women? Like, because I know that some men are dating, they have side chicks, but some of them end up dating and then they get to that point where they kind of get the person pregnant. So is that how it works? Because the things that we are hearing these days, man, things have always been upside down. Those social media is bringing stories to life, right? Our eyes are now really being opened. So okay, so once I'll be 10 years. I'll be 10 years in marriage. I don't tire, but my husband for him is like we just got married. Why are you tired though? Why are you tired? I think as the years go by, it's you just can't you try to find professional mistress you can go no strings. Oh wow. Oh, I see. Hmm. I think as any plans to mark the 10 years anniversary. Okay, yeah, so I'm so stressed because we're doing a photo shoot for the very first time in our lives. My people, I am stressed. My pocket is stressed. Everything is stressed. Trying to get something to wear, trying to get something for the girls to wear, trying to get their hair done. So we're doing a photo shoot this week. We have plans. The two of us have plans. We're trying to plan like a small get away. So I don't know how that would work. We're still trying to plan that. But yeah, but we're doing a photo shoot for the very first time with three children. So I don't know how that's going to work. Amen. Our minds are blessed. Amen. My pocket is stressed. Oh, hey, I don't buy clothes today. And I'm like, what is going on? Um, yeah. Nigerian ladies, relieve your stress. Most look 60, going on 40. I think it's a mental thing. It's something that a lot of us grew up watching and seeing our mothers do those kind of things. Like just slave away, good or bad, in good times, in bad times. They are just working their asses off, pleasing their husbands, pleasing their children, not having time for themselves. Now we know when to say no. I can't do it. No, I'm not going to stretch. I told people, Indomie. That's all. If I don't get power, sorry, oh, sorry, oh, nothing's going to happen. Even my husband is beginning to understand it because I think initially when we just got married, it was the whole traditional thing. Um, I'll get to this now. It was your traditional thing, you just feel like you have to cook all the time. Your children, of course, your children must eat. But I know that there are times when you're just not there. You can't do it. Like you just can't do it. And you need to know when to say, okay, I'm just going to step back a bit. I'm tired. I don't want to do this. I need help. And I think sometimes women also feel like when they ask for help, it makes them look lazy, or it makes their partner see them as lazy. If you are lazy, you're lazy. Just accept it. Or you are lazy, sister. Just get help. That's all. Nobody is going to answer hardworking. Like they said, nobody's going to write she was a hardworking woman on your tombstone. So if you're tired, you're tired. Also, someone said, have you heard of the 7 year itch? It be like say the thing they real. Please let me know what it's about. I feel like, okay, 7 year itch. That means maybe you'll be itching for something else, right? Yeah, DM Vlogs says she's been married for 18 years and she doesn't believe in the 7 year itch. Oh, yes. If you don't like stress, please, you don't need to accept stress. So that's just the truth. I just think with this whole stress thing, I just feel you know how that's why financial independence is also very important. And nobody can stress enough because I know situations where maybe you need extra help, you can't afford to get extra help, and maybe your husband doesn't see. I mean, it's wrong. I'm not even justifying it at all, but I know that there are cases where men don't see the need to get extra help. In cases like that, you cannot step in and say, I need the help, so I should be able to pay for it. So that's why I say financial independence cannot be overstressed at all. And this whole thing of us saying yeah, women need to take care of themselves and all of that. No, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I just think nobody can take care of you the way you can take care of yourself with your own money. I just think that that's how it works. So at the end of the day, many things boil down to financial independence. Someone said, if you're lazy, you're lazy. My husband knows I'm lazy and he's used to it. He doesn't mind. Right. Hi, mommy's blog. um each can even happen day one of marriage. It all depends on the couple. Because what's the 7 years about? Why do we have to wait 7 years to get the each? I'm the lazy club, only doing as my power reach. Exactly. Vex money is so important. Exactly. Because the truth is that sometimes that person doesn't even know. They don't. what's the word? They don't put as much value on that thing as you put. What's it be the English? You know how? Okay, let's take for instance. I love decor. I love organization. I can look at this flower that I bought for maybe 25,000, and I'm like, I don't like the way this flower looks. I think I want to buy another one. And my husband, and maybe I don't make my own money, and I'm telling my husband, please, I want us to buy another flower. I don't like this one here. But to him, it looks good. So he's wondering, why should I buy another one when the one that is there is okay? Do you understand? And this has, I mean, I've told you guys before several times that when I got married, I wasn't making money. I only started a business, years into my marriage, when I was selling like brushes and lashes and all of that. But I know there are times when things like that will happen and I will get offended. But then I understand from his end, because he's like, why do we need to do this? But when you're making your own money, you can just, yeah, see, I mean, money stops nonsense. You can just be like, yeah, I don't like that thing. Out you go, in within you. So either way, man, vex money is so important. It's so important. As much as you guys will come together to do things together in the house, there are things that you just place more value on, and you just want to get those things done, and you just do them. And I don't say anything I can pay for, I outsource. It's very, very important. It's very important. Everybody likes to enjoy, to be honest. We all do, everybody likes to just relax. I don't think anybody likes to work hard. Are there people that like to work hard? Nobody likes to work hard, though. We only work hard because we have to. Nobody likes to work hard. And then sometimes you can't afford to outsource some things. So, I mean, right now, if I could afford to, I would outsource cooking. I'll have someone come cook for me. I'll have someone come clean for me. I'll have someone come and watch my children. I'll have someone to come and clean just outsource the whole of my life to the person, or to people rather. So yeah, if there's stress, I know that there are some married women that actually enjoy their husband's money, as in the money is flowing non-stop. I believe that there are women like that. I mean, if the money is there, why not? Because if the money is there and you're not seeing the money, then Nello, we work smart, not hard. But if you still work hard either way, you still work hard at some point. Single ladies, educate and develop yourselves before marriage. You need to have a skill or multiple skills people would pay for. Yeah, very important. I've always said that even before my daughters get married, no matter, because like I've said before, I just think it's easier for you to continue with a job or a business when you get married than pick it up when you are married. I know that there are women that have done it, but I just personally, and then from personal experience, I think it's easier for you to walk into a marriage with a job, get married, go to the job, and while you are working, you're not thinking, okay, if I get pregnant or if we decide to have a child, what do we do? And when you go into a marriage and you're already earning, you're already financially independent, you are thinking, oh, I don't want to get to that point where I'm not collecting this salary that I was getting. So I think automatically you just start thinking of ways around, you know, being able to handle being a mother, and then still making sure that you're earning, whether it's with a business or if you're still going to remain in that place of work. So I just think it's always very important for, girls to, yeah, develop themselves, yeah, do all of that before getting married. Someone said I've been dependent on my husband for 8 years of my marriage, and I just got a job and make my own money, and I can say for sure that money stops nonsense. Definitely. You will feel it. Where do you want to see yourself and your family in the next 5 years? People know that I want to relocate. I really want to relocate, but um I think over the last couple of weeks I've just learned to just say I just want to listen to God, however he speaks, or however he's going to structure our lives or direct our lives. Yeah. Okay, you mean at home, yeah, Nello, yeah. But you work hard, to make that money. Yeah. Please, Felicia, I say you swipe card. Your husband's card. Please gist us. So money management skills are very essential. I think it's important for women to spend time working, learning a skill, gaining some level of financial independence before getting married. I see that in some African countries. Women don't do this. Yeah. Yeah, we need to do that. I think we're doing more of that than it was in those days. I like to believe so. I think all married women are very special. Married don't be small thing. Ladies, just trust in God and be yourself. It's harder to build a career when you're married. And you know how it is. I think yeah, I think I think yeah, and you know how people would expect that once you get married, you're going to have a child. And I think, I mean, for me, when I got married way back, that was it. It was like, okay, even though I got married, well, I was pregnant with my, but I think even getting into a marriage, the way I thought way back then, it's funny because before I got married, when I was in uni, I remember saying it so many times to my friends. Like, I cannot count how many times, when it looks like somebody knows what she's saying, she knows what she wants. I can't count how many times I told my friends when I get married. Because I had this girl in my room. She's very brilliant, like she's fire. But she was this very homely, well, I won't say homely, but I think she's kind of girl that even with how smart she is or was, she wouldn't mind like settling down to be like a stay-home mom without working or doing anything. Because when I say this thing, the way she will castigate me, I remember just saying that when I get married, I don't want to have children for like 5 years. Like children were, it wasn't top of the list for me. It wasn't top of the line for me. It was just like I want to, even if I decide to get married, I'd always said I wanted to just enjoy my marriage for like the first, like I felt like I knew what I wanted. I and I'm not thinking like how did everything just change? The plan just changed. I should not even mention why that plan changed. It's funny because it changed for a reason. I did not just fall pregnant by mistake. Just to even let you guys know, because I don't know if I've mentioned it, but maybe I've said it once, like just thrown it into a conversation, but I don't think I've mentioned exactly because I remember just always saying that I didn't want to have children. I really wanted to enjoy my marriage. And I think it's very important as well. What do you guys think? When you get married, I think it's important to just spend a few years with your partner, and okay, Cecilia says some said I really cannot imagine being 100 dependable on another human being that they determine what I even eat, how many meat pies I can buy or more. I'm telling you, oh, what's wrong with my network? Please don't disappoint me. Change. I'm not even ready to even tell. Still hear me? Okay. All of us that said we want to enjoy marriage first before kids probably got pregnant during honeymoon. Okay, let me tell you guys how I got pregnant. Are you people ready to hear that story? I am missing so many comments. Being financially independent is also to develop emotional intelligence. Some men will frustrate wives even if they are the breadwinners. Definitely, yeah. This one is yeah, true. Isn't that who is bad is bad. Whoever is bad is bad. There are some people that no matter how you earn, it really doesn't matter. A bad person is a bad person. How were you able to juggle content creation? I wasn't creating content in the early years of my marriage. I had a blog, and I was trying to post as much as I could, but my blog didn't have direction. It was just like anything. I loved makeup, and I was coming across other bloggers, and I was just trying to. And then I started doing cooking. I think I did cooking tutorials on my blog. Like step by step pictures showing you like how to make certain meals. So Felicia says I swipe his card anytime. I work too, but he's my husband, and I DoorDash to get food when I'm tired. These men have no idea how hard it is. I love looking good. Right. Makes sense, I beg. It is possible to build a career. No, we didn't say it's impossible. I just feel it is a lot more difficult because when you're married, you start thinking of children. Except, I mean, I know some people get married and they're like together, they come together and say, we don't want to have children until so time. Let's get this ready. Let's buy a house. Let's buy a car. Let's be sure that we saved enough money. But most times, you kind of go in recklessly, so there's a possibility that you end up getting pregnant, and then I mean, children slow you down a bit. So The essential thing is understanding between the two parties. One must be willing to pitch in. Yeah. If I could do anything different, I would strive for financial freedom. Right now, I am married and financially dependent on my husband, and it's really hard. Yeah, I feel like if you want it, you can still get it. You would always keep looking for ways out. You will always find something. I feel you will find something. If you are married to a man that is a spender, you are a spender. There's fire on the mountain if you don't know how to budget. Please, people should come and teach us about this budget. So where can we learn it? Because I think I'm a spender, and I think my husband is a spender. I think it changed because people don't hold on to their resolve. Okay. The reason most people get it wrong is due to lack of education. Story of my life. I said something similar, only to get pregnant same month of my wedding. Okay. I think so to wait as long as you want for kids. I actually believe in have all the kids early and enjoy yourself later. Yeah, I get that too. I get that too because I get that, but at the end of the day, it would work for different people in different ways. Depends on when you got married and how many years of courtship. If it was Lord of the Rings case, born those children sharply. You can't ever be ready for marriage. Like I mentioned on Instagram, how someone said she doesn't think marriage is for her, and I told her, I said I don't think marriage is for anybody. Marriage is not for. Well, we're just trying to find a way, to walk through it. I'd always said I didn't want. Where's that comment? Okay, I didn't want kids until after 2 years. My sister 1 year did not pass before I started worrying that I wanted kids. Yeah, I mean, I get you because you will feel that there's that loneliness. Because I remember how I had Grace, and even though I had Grace and we had an ectopic pregnancy, I was still like at some point I was like I really wanted a second child. And now I'm thinking of it like, why did I want that child so desperately like that? Because it wasn't like we were so financially buoyant for a second child. It wasn't like we were so comfortable. But I just really wanted a second child. So I get you. Same, I wanted to get married when I was 28 or 30 because I'm quite ambitious and I wanted to pursue my career. When my husband engaged me, the marriage didn't happen till 2 years later because I wanted more time. For me, I wish I had enjoyed before having kids, but now it's just hard trying to juggle everything. Yeah. At the end of the day, it still boils down to if you can afford to outsource a lot of things when you have children, then I think you would enjoy, having that extra time to enjoy your marriage. Thank you, Felicia. Thank you so much. I'm just seeing this. Thank you. However, the plan changed though. Ended up getting married at 25 and still pursuing your career. It's a bit harder, but you're getting there. You're doing well. You're doing really well. Well done. Yeah. Now your boy is 3, and I wish I had children earlier because thought of nursing a newborn boy and born baby. So my boy won't be a lone child. It's draining my mind. Yeah, I get you. Oh, okay. So the story about how I got pregnant, right? Oh dear God. Okay, Nello, but steady, steady, steady content queen. You are still going to upload video this night. Maybe you have uploaded 2 videos today, Nello. I've watched the two of them. You are still going to upload another one. People need to come and teach me how you do this your speed editing, because I can't understand it. It used to sound cute when people say I'm a trophy wife. Now people will say you are lazy. It's good to have your own money, definitely. Yeah. Okay, someone said I should talk about let me talk about how I got pregnant, right? Do we want to hear it? Do we want to hear it? Because to be honest, sometimes I think about it and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing thinking about it now because I'm just like, how about if I was making a completely wrong decision? Man, Chris. Anyway, let me go through some comments and then I'll talk about it. We want to talk about how it go. I did not get pregnant on my honeymoon, no. Okay. We'll get to it, don't worry. I'm doing 2 MSCs, learning a new language, and caring for 2 toddlers while in my husband's house in my mid 30s. No, we did not say it's not possible. No, it's very possible. Why not? I just feel it's a lot difficult. Won't you admit that it's a lot more difficult for you? It definitely is. It definitely is. My husband used to be a spender, and I've always been a saver. Now we are both savers, and we only spend as needed. We still enjoy, but smartly. Right. Exactly. Sissy, please let us know the envelopes. Please let's know how did you convert into a saver. Yes, I know. Yeah. Some men use money to control a woman. So far as he's happy with you, money will flow. But the day you cross him, the purse closes. Yeah, very true. I mean, that's a good idea. Life with that BK. About to start medical school, so I'm not considering kids until after. Yeah. Yeah, I get you. Outsourcing help is expensive for abroad people. Like anytime I think of help, how I have Monica in the house and how I've got to someone else, I'm just like my abroad moms. It's not like that for a lot of people. Oh, nice. We are teaching our kids to be savers and spend wisely. Yeah. Okay, the gist. Okay, someone said she got pregnant with implants. All this pregnancy on contraceptives, it just gives me headache. Okay, so let me tell you guys how I got pregnant. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Now I'm spread spilling this juicy gist too. So, oh, sorry. It was so expensive and I carried so much when I had to let her go. Oh, so sorry, man. So that's why a lot of people take their mothers abroad, right? Maybe if your mom isn't working or something, you just take her abroad and then she's with you, like helping out with the kids. I know people do that. Anyway, so to the gist of how I got pregnant. That was not the purpose of this life, but let's do it. So I've mentioned before that I used to. I met my husband in 2007, and 2007, yeah, 2007. I had finished secondary school, so I was writing jam. It was one of those years where I wrote jam, and I we didn't date. We just that 2007 was the year I entered uni, so we had just talked for like a few weeks, and then I went to school. So when I went to school, because we hadn't really talked for for long, there was no like so because we hadn't talked for so long, and we just never talked. He never called me. I never called him. I mean, I got to school. You know how you're getting to uni. Uni is like shocking you. You're like, hey, apart from just just being on campus, you're feeling like a big girl. So we just never had any conversation, and so it was now like maybe 2011 or no, what am I saying? Like 2009. Yeah, that was when we now hooked up again and then started talking and then like started dating. And then when it was time to, he gave me an engagement ring, I think maybe 2010 or so. And then I needed to tell my parents, that, okay, I was engaged. But I didn't know how to go about it because, typically my dad never, my dad wasn't very, I just sensed that he wasn't going to be open to the idea. I don't know why. But I just didn't know how to put it across to them. At the end of the day, I told my mom. Of course, my mom knew about it. So my mom saw my engagement ring, and then now telling my dad was now an issue. So eventually, when we told my dad, I already knew first of all that my dad probably wanted me to marry an Igbo man, from the beginning because I dated somebody long before then. We didn't have any issues at all. But because he was Yoruba, and I had seen that the guy was getting to that point where it was like, it looked like, because he wanted me to meet his mom, wanted me to meet his sister. So it was getting, I was very young, but I had sense. So it was getting to that point where he was pulling me in to meet his family. I was just like, no, like, at this point, I was like, no, I know it will not work because he was a Yoruba boy. And I was just like, you know what? So I just ended the relationship there and then just because he was a Yoruba boy. So I already knew that my dad would typically want me to marry an Igbo man. So when it was time for my mom to tell him, my mom told him, and then the first thing that I was hearing was that I can't marry that person, someone that comes from Cross River. Do they know where it comes from? Da, 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 da. He just was against it, like completely against it. I think even within that period, my father-in-law had to try to call my mother in. Like, I did they even come to the house to see him? I'm not even sure. I don't think they went, but I think they were like phone conversations and all of that. And my dad was bent on me not getting married to my husband. He insisted, like it was so bad. He was. he was so adamant. Like, it was no, a complete no. There was no way. It was like, it wasn't even like, okay, I'll think about it. It was just like, no, no, no. So myself and my husband, we would like just sit down in his room, and we'll just start thinking like, why doesn't he want you to get married to me? Like, what's the big deal? No, we'll just be discussing within ourselves, and we're just wondering like, how do we even make this thing work? You love somebody, and then the person has said they want to get married to you, and then young and just like, hey, I want to get married, as if it's a do or die affair. So I remember how we'll just sit down in the dark, and we'll just be thinking like, what do we do? In fact, I went to church one period, and then the prophetess in the church prophesied to me. She was, I think it was around the period I got engaged. So the prophetess prophesied that she was like, she can see a crown on my head. And I remember that particular statement, but then that's all I can remember. She said she could see a crown on my head, and that I should come for the mountain prayer, something like that. So I went for the church program. It was a 3-day program. um Actually, okay, before all of this happened, before this church thing happened, after myself and my husband had thoughts and thoughts and thoughts, what are we going to do? What happened, my people? Do you know what we did? We decided to get Bele by force. So that was what we did, really. So it now became a case of, let's just get pregnant. And I personally, I think it was a stupid thing to do. But and I don't think that is why my father even agreed at the end of the day. But I'll get to that. So we were now like, okay, you know what? Let's just actually, that prophetess is not, she's not a joke. Okay. Up till last year, she has prophesied so many times. So it's not even like, so that was it. We now decided to get pregnant. We did. It didn't even take time. So it now became a problem of, okay, how do we now tell my dad that we're pregnant? I told my mom first. I remember telling my mom, it was in the evening. I had gotten home from school. And so I got home from school. So I sat my mom down in our guest living room upstairs, and I told my mom. And my mom, she didn't react. She wasn't like, like mad, like, no, because she already knew him. She had met him before. So I was not like, how do we tell daddy? And I feel like, if I remember way back, if I remember way back, I think that my mom even asked me, did you do it on purpose or did it just happen? And I don't remember if I lied to her. I can't remember if I lied or if I told her it just happened. But when I told his parents, Jesus, they were so excited. They were so happy. Hey, the happiness from them, it just wasn't adding up. I'm like, why his parents like this? Well, not my mom, but my dad. Eventually, when my dad was like, he doesn't want to hear anything that wants to happen. I should get rid of it. He's not interested. Like, it now became such an issue because I don't know why I felt like, if we end up getting pregnant, he was going to just say, okay, maybe it's too much Nollywood movie. Maybe I just felt like, you just say, oh, grandchild, okay, my daughter, okay, come, go and bring him. Let's do the ceremony. My dad was so, he kept on saying no. His no was his no. So that was the period that I went to church, one of those church services, and then the woman prophesied. She saw a crown on my head, and then I went to the altar, and then she prayed, and then she later saw me after church, and then I think I explained to her. I went for the mountain program, fasted 3 days. You guys, that's why if this man give me headache, like he can't even give me headache, because if he give me headache, I give him back 100 times. But I don't suffer. You people see, it's part of things that we do. Why am I the one going to mountain? Man, you want to get married, but I'm the one that is going to mountain for the marriage. Okay, anyway, I went for the mountain. It was dry fast, 3 days dry fast. So we did it, prayed, and I don't know, but somehow I don't even like, right now I can't even think of when it was that my dad was like, okay, no problem, like they can come. I don't even know how we transitioned to that place, but I just know at the end of the day it was now like, okay, how do we see the in-laws? I really don't know, and I did not even bother getting information. I didn't bother getting that information, but then that was just how it happened. So at the end of the day, I don't know. I don't think it was even me getting pregnant that made my dad say Yes, yeah, the one that fast, your husband will support him. He can't give me headache. They did not born him well. Yeah. So I don't think it was the pregnancy, to be honest. Maybe the pregnancy did have like a small, maybe that was like a small, small thing that kind of boosted things, but it wasn't majorly, because my father was still bent on saying no for so long into the whole thing. He kept on saying no, and his no was his no. Like he wasn't even looking like he was backing down. So yeah, that's the story. That's the story about how I got pregnant. So I feel like if I hadn't done that, I probably would have gone through with me, just enjoying my marriage for a long time before even getting pregnant. So that's the reason why that didn't work out for me. Okay? For that person that said many people don't keep to their resolve, that was the reason why it happened like that. See, so much years has passed. Look for ways to spice it up, dress sexy, walk around. My own is that if women are dressing sexy and walking around in their marriage, please, the men need to dress to do something too, because I can't be the only one ordering lingerie in fact, now I'm even hearing that those things, men are not even interested in those things. I was watching something where they were asking some men questions, and some men were saying they don't even regard lingerie. You guys, what do you guys think? Because I remember clearly when I heard that, I was like, eh? So all this stress that women are doing is for what? I don't think I'll survive if I was working a full time job. Someone like me, they will bury you that day. Yeah, my dad was nah, he was, yeah. He was like, no way. I got married at 23, still managed to do 2 degrees and my master's while having 4 children and a full-time job here in the UK. I had no house helps. Well, well, kudos, well done. Like you did it, really. I just think that I want to hear of a Nigerian woman, someone living in Nigeria, that would say she got married at 23, still managed to do two. I mean, okay, I mean, yeah. Either way, like, we have help down here. I agree, you have family that will help you, but things are not as smooth. Things don't run as smooth in Nigeria as they would in the UK. So, you know, it's just one kind. Drive. Oh, okay. So my mom is saying, oh, okay. Are you guys seeing my mom's comments? She said, Uncle Stephen convinced your dad to allow all about the marriage to happen. Oh, really? Okay. All right. That is cool. Look, now well done. Dear vlogs, they're asking you question. What would the men wear? Shiny boxers. The men should just be clean, wear boxers that look nice, smell good. I think that's like the best they can do. Be well shaven. Smell say it's better, or if not, by now, who knows who you would have married today? Yeah, who knows who I would have married today, Abby? Finally, my husband doesn't like spice it up with strawberries and whipped cream. See, many people are saying their husbands don't like lingerie. Like, I don't think they're interested in all those kind of things. It's like, just tear the clothes and forget about all that. Someone say, you have mind though. I didn't have sense. It's not a matter of I didn't. I don't think I had sense like that, because in me now, I cannot do that kind of thing. I've been doing this for years, and after a while, you work smarter, not harder. Yeah, it was Effa. Yeah, Effa on Lifa's channel, exactly. Brush their teeth. Yes, men should clean their garden and wear bow tie. Then wrapper on chest is always hotter than lingerie. But why is it that people still say that men will go for women who look a certain way than their wives' way? I think that even if a woman ties wrapper, it doesn't mean that she's not, what's the word? Doesn't mean that she doesn't take care of herself, because some women can get their nails done, do their hair, be well shaven, be clean, smell good, and tie wrapper on their chest. So I think that I know some women like to tie wrapper and they still take good care of themselves. But I'm not a rapper person. I used to tie rappers way back, but it just stopped looking good to me. So I just never. In fact, I don't even have rapper in this house. Okay, we have, but I just stopped doing it. Mommy, you're still here. Hey. Okay. Oh. Are you friends with the Yoruba guy? I'm not friends with him. I don't know where he is. I haven't spoken with him for so long. I think the last time I spoke with him, he was in London or something. That was like years ago. So no, I'm not friends. I'm not friends with him. Are any of you friends with your exes? Because I want to know, how does that work? Does that work? Are your spouse is comfortable with that? Because I know my husband can never be comfortable with that. Just like it has to be both ways, because you can't be telling your spouse not to. My mommy wants to hear everything. You can't be telling your spouse not to be friends with their exes and then you're doing the same thing. Hi Yetunde, you're feeling sleepy. Okay, oh, no sleep for life. Oh. That's what I heard. Didn't you see comments? Two people have said their husbands are not interested in lingerie. So what are we doing? Because how in the real sense of it, how often do you wear, how long do you wear the lingerie for? Let's answer that question. How long? You come into the bedroom and I mean, men, many men, they don't even wait for so long. Like many men, they are still begging. Sister said she not get ex. It's okay, my sister. It's only people that we're married to now. Those are the only people that we know. Only. I think I heard someone say this and I can't remember saying who ex. No. So yeah, so I think for men, we're even still begging men to like be very into foreplay and all of that. So I think there's only men that are very it's only men that are really into foreplay that would appreciate lingerie. And even if foreplay said you will not do it with lingerie. So it's like if you're actually wearing lingerie, how long are you keeping it on for? So if you think of it, it's useless at the end of the day. It's actually useless. And even just really, really pondering and thinking about it, it's actually useless. Do men even find a man walking around in boxers attractive? Well, maybe men with like six packs, it could be attractive. Okay, someone asked me something. I feel a lot of spouses are not okay with that, but for me, I don't see what the big deal is. If he wants to be friends with his ex, I'm okay. I don't mind for real. Yeah, I mean I get it. I just rather we just not be friends with our exes. We've moved on. And yeah, let's let everybody just move on and face their phones. What are people talking about? Because what's even funny is I don't know what it is. Like for me, I did have an ex that we never had sex, like never. And till today, I don't believe that my husband believes me when I say it. Or I don't think he believed me way back when we used to talk about it. So it was easy for me to have conversations with the guy. Like it was easy for us to just be friends on Facebook because there was nothing. It was just a, would I call it an innocent relationship, that kind of thing. So, but even at that, my husband still was very, very uncomfortable with it. So really, if you slept with someone, I don't find it comfortable for you to keep on having conversations with that person. It's not like I'm suspecting you or I'm insecure or anything. I just don't see it as something that should be happening. Why do so many married Nigerian men not have orgasm? It's not a lewd question. Um, I think, well, it's one of some. There's many things. I think a lot of women are not very expressive. Number one, and I think a lot of women are also very reserved. And another thing is also depends on the kind of partner that you have. And I think if you understand, really, that one was your first boyfriend. Wow. There was someone I thought would have been my first boyfriend, but that's a story time for CME TV. When are you giving us the gist, please? Okay, so what was I even saying? Okay, yeah. So the orgasm thing, yeah. So I think a lot of women are not expressive, and I think it's because of how we were taught about sex or how we were not taught about sex. So it's difficult for women to really say what they want, and ask for what they want what they want, you know. Another thing is, I think, because I've heard that there are a lot of men that are a bit judgmental when it comes to their women, telling them, oh, I want to do this, oh, I want to do that, because they are thinking, where has this woman learnt this kind of thing? What, you know, who is teaching her? If I don't do it, is she going to try and experiment outside? You know, yeah, yeah. So let, I want to say something, but you know, when I'm trying to say something, I always feel like there are two of us in this relationship. But I feel like my husband will be cool with it. Let me just say it. So initially, when we just got married, my husband would shy away from doing some things, and I just used to wonder, like, why don't you want to do this? Okay, and it wasn't until years down the line that my husband is telling me the reason why he didn't do it is because he didn't want to spoil me, my dear sisters and brothers. If there's any brother here, have you heard that kind of thing in your life before? Because he doesn't want to spoil me. So I'm just like, I'm sorry, like something I know about. You are saying you don't want to do it because you don't want to spoil me. So you didn't want me to have an idea of what it was. I just found it so weird. Like weeks after, I was just thinking about it. Like, so when I told this man that we need to do this, is like, is this, was this really his reason? So yeah, I think the person that you're married to also has a lot to do with why a lot of women are not open when yeah, exactly. Another thing is, I know that this is not for everybody, but I know that a lot of people would say you can only know what you like when you touch yourself. um because in marriage, you don't you don't really start off, things don't start off, or things don't happen the way you want it. You know, over the years, you kind of build things up, and you guys learn from each other, and then you learn about each other, you know what this person wants. So if you're married to someone who is not very expressive, who is not very adventurous, then there's a huge possibility that they won't know what you want, and you won't even know what you want because they've not been able to do it. But then people would say, if you touch yourself, then you probably have an idea of what you want, and you know what you want that person to do and all of that. So I think the whole orgasm thing is so I think the whole orgasm thing is yeah, I didn't want to spoil me. You can imagine. Person we don't spoil since. So the whole orgasm thing is just it's a very important conversation. Because I think another thing that some women don't want to wound their men's egos, but I don't understand, how are you hiding the fact that you're not getting pleasure from something that you should be, and you are saying you don't want the person to feel bad? Like, I know that there are some men that no matter how calmly or how nicely you try to tell them, okay, I didn't come, it looks like when you say, oh, I didn't come, it looks like you're just trying to say, all they're hearing is, you're not a man, you're not a man, you're not, like, I can just, Nigerian men, I feel like that's the thing. You're telling them, oh, I didn't come, you know, and all they are hearing is, you're not a man, you cannot do, you can't perform, you can't perform. So I get why, I really get why women would not be having orgasms, to be honest, because a lot of them are scared to tell their men, okay, I mean, I know that I'm supposed to get to this point, you know, and why am I not getting there? We're doing it every day, nothing is happening, you know. So at the end of the day, it's very important that, you know, people have very Sissy, please, I don't know whether grandma is here. Oh, I don't know. So I think it's very important for people to have heart to heart conversations, you know, about these things. And, you know, not be hearing it as if you are here, as if the woman is trying to fight you, or the woman is trying to belittle you or something. Yeah, basically just I couples just need to be very open-minded, because the reason why a lot of people, it's not even justifying it, but the reason why a lot of people kind of step out of their marriages is because they've not been able to communicate what they want with their partners. You were pretending to have an orgasm for over a year, right? So yeah, a lot of them have not been able to, you know, A lot of people have not been able to communicate what they want with their partners, So, and it's funny because at the end of the day, I know that it's not every time you have sex that you have to come. But there are women that are just like they're not just getting there. And how does it make sense? It can't make sense. It can't make sense. Grandma has signed out. Yeah, many women from African homes think sex is for bearing children. Some think sex is church doesn't help with it. But well, I mean, that's why I like where we are now. I like where we are now because we are. I know there are a lot of churches that talk about these things as they are. It's not like in those days because hey, be like saying a taboo. But now I like how I mean, we're having good and bad. We're experiencing good and bad with like younger, churches with like younger pastors coming up. But I like the fact that a lot of them talk about this and then they say it as it is. Women shouldn't fake orgasms. No, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be so. Sure, at the end of the day, like what they'll say, the day your eye opens is your morning, ba. So even if you've been faking it, the day should come when you should stop faking it and tell that man as it is. Tell that man as it is. There are a lot of things that people don't know. I never went for marriage classes, but I want to know, did anybody go for marriage classes? Well, do they teach about sex in marriage classes? Because there are a lot of things that people don't know. There are a lot of things I did not know. A lot of things that my husband did not know. So at the end of the day, you people have to find a way to educate yourself. Yeah, most ladies don't even know their body. It takes a long time to get there. Yeah, so knowing your body really helps. So I want to ask, knowing your body really helps. Okay, what do you guys think about what people say when they say you don't really know what you want if you don't touch yourself? Because knowing your body is one thing, and then experimenting with your body is another thing, and then having a man that wants to experiment or like go do things differently from just like penetrating and then coming out and then bam, it's another thing. So you know how does that work? Right? You don't think you can know yourself if you've not pleasured yourself. Personally feel the same. You really don't know. Yeah, and it's only when you know that you can actually tell that person, especially if you don't have someone that goes all in. It's only when you know. And I think that there are just very few men that can go the extra mile to learn about what their wives or what their partners really want. I think that there are very, 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 very few men that would actually do that. I remember having this conversation. I'm trying to, yeah, conversation about women not being able to come from just penetrative sex. I learned about that very, very late, very, very late. That not all women would come from penetrative sex. It was mind blowing because at some point I used to think, is this really normal? And I believe that my husband was at that point where he was like, am I doing something wrong? That kind of thing. So, say when it comes to marriage, there are a lot of things that you have to learn while you guys are there. Yeah. Someone can come exactly. Yeah. So there are a lot of things that are just there to learn. And I think a lot of times we overlook these things and we skip them. And then you go years and years and years of being unsatisfied and wondering what is going wrong and just being unfulfilled, you know. Marriage counseling, I'm not talking about sex, but what? You don't know about Niger? I don't know. I don't know about Nigerians. I'm not on board with touching yourself. What some women touch themselves like during the act with their husbands. So is that not something? If a female if a female gets circumcised partially or fully, you have to learn how to come in other ways. Yeah. It's fine if you feel irritated. I mean, it's not for everybody at the end of the day. It's not for everybody. You have to know how to love yourself before you show someone how you want or need to be loved. If he loves you, he will do his best to please you. But I feel like at the same time, while we are waiting for men to um to find ways to please you. I think sometimes you're too focused on allowing him find ways to please you, and then you don't try to find ways by yourself. So I think sometimes we're just very, what's that word, expectant, and then our hopes are just dashed like that when the person doesn't meet up. Birth control, Catholic teaching aspect. Yeah, I think the major things, especially when it comes to like sex, I think you have to learn yourself, because what exactly would the church tell you? The church can't delve deep into, like the core things about sex and all that. So, you know, at the end of the day, you have to learn by yourself and learn together, because one person cannot be learning and then the other person is not learning, and then you guys now meet in the middle, and it's like, why do you know this and I don't know that? Why do I know this and you don't know that? Someone says, can you talk about finance? I think we talked a bit about finance, and then other people in the comments also mentioned things about finance. When it comes to finance, I'm really not there. I'm still trying to manage and you know patch up. So I won't tell you guys I know so much, or I really have anything to talk about when it comes to finance. I just need more money. Please direct me to where they are making more money. That's the cocoa. That's what I need. What is that comment I wanted to read? Yeah. I like to tell my husband where he should be touching because I need to enjoy it to the fullest. Yeah. Definitely, both partners need to be open to learn about themselves. Yeah. I mean, how is anything going to work? Will it work? If you're not open, it's not going to work at the end of the day. I just think as the years go by, it's you just kind of try to find ways to go a little bit further, if that makes sense. You just need to find ways to just move it, because I mean the years are going by, and then sometimes you want to try something else. And I feel like even trying something else, you don't try something, and then the next day you're looking for something else to try. If you're trying something new, of course it takes you, for a while, you enjoy it for a long time before you now, maybe think of moving to something else, that kind of thing. If he genuinely cares about your pleasure, he'll be willing to learn. Yeah, foreplay is everything. Okay, so someone is feeling that a lot of women talk about their satisfaction. Hi, Adeze. A lot of I don't think why do we think so? I think that a lot of women, and I think that a lot of okay, there was one comment before this one. Someone said, if he genuinely cares about your pleasure, he'll be willing to learn. Okay, foreplay is everything. But then someone is saying they think a lot of women talk about their pleasure. I think it's because um maybe for many women it's a lot more difficult to get to that peak, unlike men. So that's why a lot of people are thinking that that's why this person thinks that a lot of women only talk about their satisfaction, right? So my question is, do you think that when men come they're satisfied? Is that a sign of ah, Mr. Chris, we are learning. I love having a woman melt in my mouth. Wow. So is a man coming a sign of satisfaction at the end of the day? Let's know, because I personally feel like that is satisfaction. Like what else could be? Some men are selfish. Their work is to climb up and climb down. If you have such a spouse, I feel bad for you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. How about we making sure our husbands are satisfied? I don't know. I just feel maybe it's the mentality. Maybe it's because I know that a lot of times, I mean, even growing up, I had always heard it was always about, oh, pleasing your husband, satisfying your husband. And so that's why we are saying a lot of women are not having orgasms, because they are so hell-bent on pleasing their husbands, and then they don't think of themselves. So say, why don't we work on pleasing our husbands? I just think it's something that's been happening. I'm 4 weeks old in marriage. I'm not enjoying sex yet, even with intense foreplay. I'm always dry. Sex is painful for me. It's bothering me. I feel like if you're always dry, get lubricants because I don't think we can always be wet. You can't always be wet, right? I don't think you can always be wet. So I don't think there's anything wrong. I think I've seen a comment like this on someone's page. And that's why there are other things to help. If you're always dry, get lubricants. Men easily get to the peak because they have external sex organs and there are clear signs to them being satisfied. It's not the same for women. Exactly. Hence these conversations. You can still go for marriage course if you want. When I did mine, a lot of couples that didn't finish giving birth. Okay. I prefer a woman's pleasure. Okay. We need our men to get in here to teach us. And it looks like there's only one man here that I can see. Just one man. When men come, it doesn't mean that you as the woman has the orgasm or it can come and you will not enjoy. But that's not what I said. Yeah, clear. This is more of what I'm asking. I'm saying it's coming satisfaction. It's coming satisfaction. It's not. You don't think it is? I personally think it is. Well, orgasms immediately end sexual desire in men, so I'll say yes, they're satisfied. That's question I'm asking. After your orgasm, how much more satisfaction do you need? Because that's like the peak of your satisfaction. So where else are we going to? What else do we need to talk about? If climaxing shows satisfaction, then they will not need a woman's help as they can do it themselves. Real men feel satisfied when they see their wives have achieved satisfaction. Okay, maybe we're getting the word wrong now because I now get what you're saying. But I don't think we mean it in those terms. I think we're talking about the man now, solely the man. We weren't really involving, the woman in the picture now. Sis, you need to buy a sex toy, please. You really need to. I'm going to enter your Instagram DM. Okay? After this live, I'm going to send you a DM on Instagram. Women are conditioned to go into marriage with the sole purpose of pleasing their husbands. Yeah. Men and women length of reaching orgasms is like comparing microwave and slow cooker. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, DN Vlogs has also said the same thing. So get lubricants, get good ones. I think they say the water-based ones are better. So yeah. And then over time, of course, you would still, find things that work. Sometimes our minds are focused on other things and we're not focused on the foreplay. Hence, some women don't get wet enough for penetration, leading to painful sex. Women actually enjoy the middle of their chest being kissed and all. So, women, do you guys enjoy the middle of your chest being kissed? Because Chris is saying this here, and I don't know if there are any other men here that are learning from what he's saying. So, I really don't know what I'm missing. Like I said, I'll get into your DM, okay? Someone says, I do not like morning sex because of. Okay, so Dima, okay, so let me read this first. I want clean mouth and fresh smell. It's weird. You're not weird. You're actually not weird. I'm the same way. And my husband doesn't get it because to him it's like, why not? But and I think for men it's always in cases like that, a lot of them kind of want quickies. I'm not a quickie person to be honest. So maybe those morning ones they expect you to just collect it anyhow, sha, so that we can just keep moving and go about your day. So dear Vlog says, I tell you, as you get older, the woman's body changes. You both have to work together to keep things fun. Yeah. Right. Let's ask our husbands if coming is satisfaction. That's a good question that I'm gonna ask this evening. Dima says, Chie, what do you think about introducing toys? I 100% recommend toys. Okay. If your partner is open to it, because I know some people are not open to it. So that can be, where there will be an issue. But if your partner is open to it, try it, really try it, and come and tell me thank you later. That's if you've never gotten into any of them, but yeah, try it. It changes a lot of things. So, omo, this Chris they give us sha. Okay, oh. Let me ask, why do Nigerian men not like their women users? It's still the whole thing about men and their egos, to be honest. It does bring extra spice, but I think it's still men feeling that they are less of men when you bring in sex toys. That's just what it is. That's really just what it is. It's still them feeling that you are saying, if you're bringing in a toy, that means I'm not satisfying you. That's what it is. But then if you're doing something and the woman is not getting there, are we going to say that you're satisfying her? Because I feel like sometimes um men want you to just say these things just so that they can be happy. It's easy for them to hear it and be happy, but then how do I make you happy just by saying it and I'm not happy myself, you know? So yeah, exactly. So someone says vibrators will change your life. If you want to do something for your sex life, get a vibrator. I recommend to. It helps a lot, most especially when you find it difficult to get wet. Okay. Um. Yeah, but then I think a lot of men like quickies. I think a lot of men like quickies. What do you guys think? Because um yeah, 100% agree. NK London. Every woman needs at least one toy in their lives. There's an unwritten law. If your husband does not like it, they use it in private. Toys are not only dildos, just something to stimulate your clitoris. Yeah. So what do you, I think a lot of men like quickies. So Chris says he hates quickies. So do you like to take your time every single time? Like, do you always have the time to take your time? You know, because sometimes it's just like do. But I don't think it's ever for me. Like I'm never a just like a do person and then just go. No, toys are not only dildos. I think are dildos vibrators. Let me know because they have like clit suckers, and then they have a couple of other ones. So I think dildos are vibrators, right? Sex holidays are also good for a relationship, definitely. Something different, something fresh. Okay, so what are dildos? Vibrators stimulate so how are dildos? I thought they were the same thing. Oh, the men's replica. Oh, I get it now. Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So vibrators, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Those are not now. Vibrators and then maybe those clit suckers, yeah. I love the woman more than I like. Mr. Chris, thank you for the information. Oh. Yeah, sex holidays are good, like I was saying. Yeah, something different, something fresh. Makes sense. As there's no man showing up, Mr. Chris is just mm, giving us back to back. I love a woman with an open mind, and for her to know I love her, very important. Sometimes I want a quickie, and sometimes I want some good love making. Okay. Um, it actually goes so well when I have food on the fire. A quickie is good. Okay, but I mean, okay, but I'm guessing that means yeah, like you don't need to clean up or anything. You don't need to clean up. That's when a quickie is good. But when it involves people that are not on any form of contraceptive or anything, you know, then there's going to have to be some cleanup. So a quickie is not so much fun then. It says I love African women, even though I'm a white guy from California. Okay, well, why do you love African women though? Why? Any reason why? Fumi, hi. We've been talking about vibrators since I think we're about to close that topic. I believe, don't you want us to close that topic? Thank you, Gab. Thank you. So now we know that clitoral orgasms are not abnormal because a lot of us have said the same thing. Yeah. So that's just how it is. And it's funny because as we're mentioning this thing, a lot of people are completely ignorant and are just thinking, is something wrong? Is something wrong with my body? Am I not attracted to my husband? Those kind of things. So we need to educate ourselves. For me, it's 1 hour and 30 something minutes late. When you have food on fire, you turn off the food first and then go and do cooking. Hey, wow. If na rice, because the rice will just soak all the water now. Okay, oh. I'm just not a, I don't know, I'm just not a quickie girl. It's just, nah, it just, ah, those toys that, those toys that look like lipstick, I heard that they can burn, oh. I don't know if you guys saw I don't know if you guys saw this tweet that went viral. This lady that had this vibrator that was in the shape of a lipstick, and then she said she was trying to use it, and she started smelling like bunny hair. She started smelling like bunny hair, only to look at it whether the thing sparked though. I don't know what she said happened to it, but then she now wrote this very funny thing in. She wrote this funny thing in pigeon also, like, so if she dies, and then they say what killed her, they'll say it's vibrator that killed her. So yeah, those lipstick ones. I mean, yeah, the discreet ones are good. The discreet ones are good. Yeah, but I've not gotten any of those. I don't know how they work. And then I always feel like they are too small. I always feel like they are too small. But man, the ones that are big, hey Jesus, they are so big and they are so in your face. Like when you see them, you know what they are. Don't buy those China ones, like the very cheap ones. I think we should run because after I read that girl's story, I was like, what? Oh my god! Imagine you just smelling bunny hair. Hmm. Her mama was roasting. No, I'm telling you, death by home appliances. They'll say, what, what did she come in with? What did she call? And there are a lot of made in China ones, like those very cheap ones. They are all made in China, but then they are the ones that are very, very cheap. Your 4 weeks old husband complained that you don't initiate sex. I think it's too early. I think you people need to give yourself some time, and still like enjoy the what's the word? I they forget English too much. Enjoy the should I call it like the learning phase, or sex is not exciting. I wish I can enjoy sex in this life. You will enjoy sex if you want to, but I think you guys should give yourself a break. Like you just got married. It's too early to be complaining. It's just 4 weeks. 4 weeks only. Ah, 4 weeks. This one saying I have a deal for you. Be like I go block you. Maybe it's all these spam people. Let me just block straight. So yeah, give yourself some time and enjoy this phase where you are trying to, learn about each other, educate yourselves, because I mean now information is like out there for people to see. So it's not like when I got married, information wasn't there. I knew that there was porn, and I never watched porn or anything, but the information, like how we sit down and have like healthy conversations about sex like we're doing now, I didn't come across those kind of things. So there are a lot of things I did not know. Hi Funto, thank you. Yeah, so there are a lot of things I didn't know. But now information is everywhere. There are healthy conversations that women sit down and have, even men sit down and have. So we can learn a lot of things. 4 weeks now equal stage. Exactly. Some people are 30 and don't know their body. You have to know your body enough to enjoy sex. Exactly. Exactly. And just like I asked before, how else do you know your body really? If your man is not experimental or he's not like going all the way, how do you know your body? I'm just throwing the question out. I'm not saying anything, but I'm just asking. Let's just say you're of course you're married, and then your man isn't going all the way, he's not trying to do anything new, you guys are kind of doing the same old thing, and you're feeling the same way, how then do you know your body? How else? Let me know. I just want to know. um I don't think we should be uptight about sex. Enjoy, yeah, definitely. But it's just upbringings are different. um Everything's foundation is different, so yeah, it's still, yeah. Cleanliness feels amazing than penetrative sex for me. Just like I think a lot of women are on the same boat with you. A lot of us are on the same boat. So I love going down and feeling the woman in my mouth. I just love it, but that's me. And then DM vlog says, make sure the woman likes it too. Someone says, Chinyere, how often do you think married couples should be intimate? Is there really a time? Is there really like a what do you guys think? Let me throw the question to you guys. How often do you think married couples should be intimate? Because for me, I think at the end of the day, it has to do with balancing both your libidos, balancing your schedules, you know, that kind of thing. I think so. There's no time, Yeah, there's no timetable, right? There's no timetable. But of course, it's you people have to have a discussion. How, because I remember watching a video where a couple where they were having a discussion talking about how often they wanted to have sex, how often they wanted to have date nights, that kind of thing. So I think if you talk about it, you may not be able to meet up, but at least you have an idea that okay, we're trying to mentally, we're just trying to do like three times a week, 4 times a week, that kind of thing. It comes when it comes, no specific time. Yeah. Thank you, Yemi. As the time leads, yeah. In the first years of marriage, sex is mostly about procreation. Then, in the later year, 20 plus. Ah, hey, you people have come with this 20 years again. I beg go, I beg go. Avoid me, oh. Which one is 20 years? Yeah, that pressure of so time per week. But you know what I think is funny is that I don't know if it's just my own case, but I think sometimes when it is maybe less than usual, ah, this Mr. Chris no one maybe year old. I just think sometimes when it's when it's less than usual, all of I will just hear my husband say, but it was only once last week, it was only twice last week. So it just comes out like bam, like oh, so you're counting. Are we counting? Are we actually counting? So yeah, I definitely don't like the pressure, but I think we have an idea. Ah, we enjoy everyday sex before because we both love it. Wow. Like you mean like every single day, every day in the week? This Mr. Chris. Hey, okay. Enjoy everyday sex because we both love it. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I mean, everybody will do the one that works for them. Finally. Thank you, Oluwakemi. Thank you very much. Yeah. Um, Thank you. Someone is begging Mr. Chris. ah, you see, I don't understand that 20 plus. I beg go. Those of us that stop having children before the 20 plus. What do we now do? We don't stop with that now. We are finished. We are finished. Moving on. Okay, feel free to ask questions or contribute so we can all learn. Okay, so yeah, I can ask and you guys can ask, right? So that we can all learn. Okay. What is the biggest? Let me ask. What is the biggest? Mr. Chris, read the room. Okay, what is the biggest cause of like arguments in your marriage? It can come two times a day or three times, just digging as far as you're free for it. So what is the one thing that you feel in your marriage you quarrel the most about? I want to hear from you guys because you get waiting with the quarrel about, but I need to know if it's the same with everybody. Food. Do you have lots? Wait, when you say food, like how? Like you didn't cook what he wanted to eat, you didn't give him enough, or like how? Finances, house chores, sex. Yes, sex. Yes. My people don't land. Thank you because that's my own. Okay, sex. Okay. Okay. Oh Lord God. Okay. So she said, in these 4 weeks of marriage, we tried dogging in the kitchen. I'm still dealing with severe lower back pain. I interrupted the sex. He couldn't climb out. I'm so okay, Jesse. You are still learning, sis. Come on. Give yourself, give yourself small this thing. Yeah, it's little by little. I mean, I feel like, years down the line, you would you would look back, you would look back at this and say, oh, those days when we were like this, those days when we did this. My video quality is so good. Thank you. Like, I think it's the light is doing everything because webcam quality is so messed up. I tried to connect to my camera. The process was looking too long. So I was like, you know what? Ah, hey. I sure I will not block this Mr. Chris because now he has said another thing. I went to the bar last night and hooked up with someone's wife, which I don't feel good about. Mr. Chris, please take your time on this place. Sex. Okay, so before then, you just have to do it on the clock when the kids are at school or in bed, and you have to be quiet because I don't know, minor things like not doing things properly in the house. My other half does not help out most times. Okay, that makes sense. I think that was us earlier on when we got married. We used to quarrel the most about house chores because we didn't have help, so it was just me and him. And a lot of Nigerian men don't know how to do nothing. I just feel like a lot of Nigerian men that when you get married to them, it's like you just became their second mother. So you're now like guiding them through things. Oh, this is how you do this. This is how you do this. You see when you see those videos that we see people make on TikTok, like when you use the toilet, you need to clean the toilet seat, you need to flush the toilet, you need to hang your towel up. When you get back from work, you need to take your dirty clothes and put in the laundry basket. I feel like that is it with a lot of men. So for me, earlier on when we got married, that was our number one problem. But my husband has gone so he has come such a long way from then. So we don't quarrel about that now. We now quarrel about sex, my people. Says now it be the quarrel now. I'm using Airtel. Oh. Airtel is so good in my area. If I had used Spectrum, this life would not cut since. So I'm using Airtel. Okay, so someone said finance, sex, responsibilities. Someone said money, sex, time. My husband said I should give him food more than sex. Everybody with their different problems. Someone said my husband said sex. Last year he said only 7 times. He said, or is that what happened? Did he say it, or is that what happened? Thank you, Amehimebo. Thank you. Everybody that is dropping money for me, thank you. Tokba said, I'm not married yet, but with my research, infidelity is common. I really just want to know, like, when people are cheating on their spouses, what do they want? Because, like I said initially in the beginning of this life, that I feel that sometimes people are not communicating what they want with their spouses. So maybe that could be, the reason why people can, step out of their marriages, or maybe I don't know. I really don't know. I want to know, maybe coming from a man's point of view, but there's no man on this life except Mr. Chris that is talking about somebody's wife that he hooked up with, and now he's telling us that the wife was sweet. I don't understand. So we don't have any man that is here that I can ask, like, why? Maybe even men that have stepped out of their marriage. I want to know, like, why are they not satisfied, or they just I don't know. I really don't know. Um, Thank you, Gigi UK. Uh, Please, who is this Mr. Chris talking about? He said, I love sex, but I also want to go to dinner with you. Dear God. Abby, maybe I go block him. Ah, Oga Chris be coming down. Cultural differences. I'm a Kenyan and my husband is Yoruba. My husband is not doing enough around the house. Happy wedding anniversary. Thank you. Thank you, Aisha. Thank you. Someone said, um, I blocked Mr. Chris already, so I won't read his comments. He's acting up. Ah, he went out with kids. I was going to like video quality is the best I've seen when it comes to live. Oh, thank you. Yes, maybe it's my it has to be my ring light because my webcam was so horrible initially. I'm married to an Igbo man and he doesn't help out in the house. I think that's like a major issue as well. That's like a major thing because many men don't know how to do these things. So someone said, but when they marry white women, they do all the household chores. Why? Why? Too much sex. Do people complain about too much sex though? Too much sex or too little sex? Then the quality of the sex. 5 minutes can be better than 30 minutes if you do it right. Equality over quantity. Okay. My husband loves eating out, though I'm a good cook. Is there anything to be worried about? So when you ask him, what does he say? What does he say? Because I think that people can be bored with the kind of food that they eat. I mean, I cook. My husband likes my food, but he can get bored with my food, and I am tired of my food. As in, I'm tired. So they let me kukuma even lose weight. If not for hunger, safe, I won't even be eating my food because I'm tired. So I mean I kind of get, but I want to know when you ask him, what does he say? What reason does he give you? Because I mean, my husband eats out a lot, and when he eats out, he buys for me. So it's not really an issue because I know he might not always want to eat what I cook. So yeah. This Mr. Chris, I think I'll give him one more chance before I finally block him. I want an African woman, but I want her for her, not for sex. Thank you, Gigi UK. Most African men in the diaspora don't help out with house chores. And I remember I was chatting with someone on Instagram, and she said she turned down her husband's request. Her husband said he wanted them to relocate. They have 3 girls. And she said she knew that she wasn't going to be able to cope when they go over there because her husband will not be able to. Her husband won't do anything. The husband doesn't, like, he doesn't know. He can bring the money, like, he can bring the money, but he doesn't know how to do any house chores. And here in Nigeria, she has 2 nannies, and she can, just wake up in the morning and decide to go out with her friends or, like, go wherever without being like tied down. So I don't know. Um, I think it's just the whole thing of a lot of mothers just letting their sons sit down and just lounge around the house, not teaching them as much as they were teaching the girls. That's just what it is. The most annoying part is the men that feel that it's okay. Because I know some men would understand that, okay, I can't do it, or I'm lazy. But I think some men, it's worse when some men feel like they shouldn't do it. Like, why should I do it? It is your duty. That's when there's a problem. How often should married couples have sex? We already said it that there's no timetable. You work according to both your lifestyles. My husband helps out a lot, but with baby, he's not so good with it. But he can do if being taught. That's good. Um, thank you, Doing Solar. Thank you. Mr. Chris said I should not block him. Oh my god. Me talking and he's not listening sometimes, but the rest we share everything, including cooking and changing baby's diaper. I can't come here and keep right. Okay, the attention, right? What should you talk about with your potential husband before tying the knots? Everything. Everything. Or is there a different way you want to structure that question? Because everything, like everything, day-to-day life, everything. Na inside counseling I hear am I said, Oga, how? Of which is true, sha. What happened? 7 times? Okay, like I said, I'm going to slide into your DM. If I don't, please send me a message. Please don't forget, send me a message. I fight my 4 weeks old husband because he doesn't clean up soapy foams on the bathroom wall after bathing. Dear God, you're not the only one. You're not the only one. I complain about bathroom to my husband till tomorrow. Sometimes it can just cause like an intense argument. Because my husband's like, why don't you just leave it alone? Okay, why must you complain about it? If I do it, why don't you just clean it up? Because sometimes I clean up after you. And I'm like, okay, first of all, you clean up after me. How? When? I don't understand. And even if you clean up after me, I wash my bathroom. Like even Monica, my help doesn't wash my bathroom. But most times before I bath, I have to wash my bathroom. So the fact that I'm washing it I have a right to complain. Don't tell me that because you clean up after me sometimes I should now also do the same and I should just keep quiet. I don't understand. And if you complain, they tell you you're complaining or you're nagging. Thank you, Stella. Thank you. Let's here to learn it. Okay, welcome, Rachel. Men in the abroad help their wives. So okay, I'll join him to eat out. Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, yes. Why not? Sex should be spontaneous. If both of you are in the same headspace, it will happen. But the problem though, is that sometimes both of you are not in the same headspace. So what do you do? What do you actually do? Sex should be spontaneous, but a lot of times you are not in the same headspace because you don't do the same things. you know so I think that's also another thing, because sometimes when it comes to sex, it now becomes a thing of sacrifice. It's like, okay, you want it, I don't want it, you're kind of pressuring me, or you don't want the other person to feel bad, and then you're like, let's just do it. So I think you're not always in the same headspace, and I think that's another issue too, because if one person is not in the same headspace with you, then sometimes something has to give. Sometimes you just have to sacrifice it, and it's like you just do it not for the pleasure but just for the satisfaction of the other party. What's my take on chores? I mean, if you cannot, you can either help your spouse out. I mean, not help. Please, I'm always saying, even that help. I even told my husband 3 days ago. I said, that help, I'm taking it back. The word is not help. God asked him to come and bat the girls when they came back from school, and I said, I'm taking the help back. You're not helping me. But if you're both not going to do it together, well, at the same time too, I think people also have to look at the kind of lives that they live. If your spouse is working a lot and you're working less, that somehow you will know that you might need to put in more when it comes to like the household chores. But I think at the end of the day, it is you have to have both your interests at heart. Am I doing this? Am I not going to do this because I want to be wicked, or am I going to do it because I can see that this person is tired and I know that she has worked so hard? I can just sacrifice some of my time to do it. So at the end of the day, it's never going to be a 50-50 thing. I think at the end of the day, it's just going to be just using your initiative to know when this person needs a hand, that kind of thing. So yeah, my husband does all the cleaning and I do the cooking. But then I think again, um, with just like I said, with marriage, it should get better. It gets better over the years, because my husband wasn't as hands on as he is now. He's very hands on now. He's very hands on. I remember then, and I remember when we just got married, I would quarrel a lot about him not helping out, and in the real sense of it, I wouldn't ask for help. I would just expect him to render help. And I think that a lot of men don't work that way. Most times, if you don't ask them, they don't know that they're supposed to do it. So I would just see my husband sitting down, and then I'm just there, like maybe I'm sweeping or I'm mopping, and I'm boiling, and like it's like lava is about to just explode, and I'm boiling. I'm so angry, like, why can't this man just come and say, "Oh, how can I help you? Oh, what can I do?" But sometimes it doesn't always work like that. Sometimes you actually need to ask for help. So we quarreled a lot about helping out around the house. But then if you're also with a man who's open to getting extra help just so that he doesn't do any work, and you too, you don't do as much and you don't complain as much, then fine. But I've seen cases where you would see men that are not willing to do the work, they're not willing to get extra help, and they just want you to just die on top of that work. And that's what we're talking about. How you see women getting older or looking older than they actually are because they take on so much work. And that still boils down to when we were talking about financial independence. Because then again, if you are financially independent, then if your husband is not going to go all out to get you someone to clean, then you will be able to do it yourself. Thank you, Tolu. Thank you so much. I hate cleaning, which he knows before we got married. So who cleans for you? You get someone to clean. The main thing is upbringing. It's our mothers that raise those men. So sometimes I don't blame them. Yeah. Sometimes you block Mr. Chris. I wanted to say something. So Mr. Chris said his wife passed away in a car accident and with their daughter. Sorry about that. Trust me, when they relocate, the husband will learn by force. My husband was like that. Now he does breakfast 90% of the time. Okay. I hope so. I really believe that not all men are like that, because I know someone that was in that lives in the UK, and her ex-husband was as lazy can be, and it was nothing like change or anything. So because my husband converts everything to naira, and I want what I want, but he cooks and helps a lot around the house. Me, I want more sex, but he's fine with 2 times a week. It's like that. It's like that. I mean, your libidos can't always be the same. So you know, always say he's fine. Like, does he count it like 2 times? Does he count it like 2 times a week, or you guys just by chance have sex twice a week? I stay in UK. My husband does most of the house chores. He's Igbo. Nice. I like to hear that. Igbo. I like to hear that because that's very rare. Women aren't looking for sexual pleasure, they're looking for balance. Thank you, Fine Niger. Thank you so much. All my people dropping me some good money. I think this is therapeutic from Mr. Chris. Sex is the major issue. He helps a lot around the house. I'm a little worried if his mom visits and sees him washing my clothes and on this. How do we make that private when visitors are around? Like, this is another thing. And I know someone that is going through something similar. So her husband cooks. I know that her husband cooks. Her husband does dishes. But whenever his mom is in town, or his brothers or his sisters are in town, he does as if he doesn't know how to do a single thing. I think it's very irritating because it just shows that, what's the word? It just shows that you're not a man of your own. Like, you should do something and be proud and stand on your ground. What I'm doing and be able to defend it. And because I remember when I was talking to her, she's like, whenever her husband's mother or husband's brother is around, or his sisters, he doesn't cook. She does all the cooking. He doesn't do the things that he used to do. But once they step out, then he goes back. It's just weird. I don't think you should make it private, to be honest. I don't think it's a thing to make private. Is it a thing to be ashamed of? If you're ashamed of doing something in public, or in what's even the word, if you're ashamed of doing something in private, then if you're not ashamed rather sorry if you're not ashamed of doing something in private, then you shouldn't be ashamed to do it in public. So why do you need to make it private? Eh? So is this really true? So someone says, I think there's something about our men in the abroad. The moment they leave Nigeria, sense falls on them, and then you see them being so helpful. Maybe because there are a lot of men that are doing the same, so it just kind of rubs off on them, right? That's what I feel. My husband says I have refused to dress my age, and I'm 34. Please, how should a 34-year-old dress? Since there's no dress code for no age. How do you dress, please? Because I'm sure you're hot. I don't understand. When he says you don't dress your age, explain. Let's know. Let's know. How do you dress? Obodo Igbo is a leveler. Everybody participates in cooking, cleaning, and taking care of the kids. A man cannot fold his arms and expect his wife to do everything. Men can cook for their families too. Upbringing matters. Let's train our male children to be useful to themselves and their environments. Right. Yes, it's not that they receive things because there's no help and family to get in their head. Right. Yeah, so like play our life is over 2 hours. I've never done a live for 2 hours before. You have to tell you, oh, Mr. Chris. Yes, has anyone watched Blue Therapy on YouTube? I watched it yesterday. See that Paul just makes me mad. The other couple, I'm not even interested in their matter because that one looks like it's not even. But you see that Paul, and they said it's scripted, so I'm just like, I don't want to get mad over a show that is scripted, but it's Paul's part scripted because that guy is not okay. Especially the scene I watched yesterday. My husband walked in when I was watching that scene when he was talking about African food. Already, when he mentioned, if you've not watched it, just search Blue Therapy on YouTube, and then you can, you understand what I'm talking about. Already, when this man was talking about not eating Nigerian food because it was oily, I just felt like there was something like he was trying to. The word is not pretend. He was trying to form some sort of high class guy like that. And then after that, when he now said when he comes back home and then Trauma is blasting Whiskey and blasting Burna Boy. I'm just like, what? So this guy's problem is way deeper. Is way deeper than it. It's like he wants to throw his roots away. Basically, that's because how are you having a problem with food, Nigerian food? Okay, to make you add weight. Okay, we get that. But then, how do you not have a problem with Nigerian music? Like, what does that have to do with anything? He was just annoying. He was really annoying. Paul is too, like he's just annoying. I just felt like slapping him. Nah, that girl doesn't. Nah, that girl should just. I don't understand what she's doing there. I don't understand what she's doing there. And I don't understand what she's been doing there for so long. But then I know again that people bring relationships to the public. It's very easy for us to say, "Oh, why don't you step out? Oh, why don't you walk out?" Like it's very easy for you on the viewer's side to tell them to easily like walk out or what she's still doing with that person. Oh man, that guy is. Oh my god. Oh my god. No. And you see him, he's so confident. He's confident in his ignorance. He'll be talking as if he has sense, like he knows what he's saying. Hey, and you can tell that he's so annoying. You can tell that he's so bloody annoying from his mannerisms, those like side comments that the way he even talks to the therapist. Someone says, my husband does more than me in terms of housework. I hate housework except cooking. My husband hates mess, so he makes sure everywhere is clean. Yeah, right. Exactly. He's a classic narcissist. Mr. Chris, I'll block you. He actually said something. Yes, exactly. Exactly. He said it. He said, how can he go to my sister, Mr. Chris, I don't understand. Maybe I will block him because I've given him enough chances. He said, how can he go into an African restaurant wearing a 2K suit? Just imagine. That's why at the end of the day, I just knew that, you know what, the whole talking about African food, it's a lot deeper than that. It's a lot deeper than calories for this poor guy. It's a lot different. It's something else. Mr. Chris doesn't want to be blocked. Mr. Chris, you're talking off key. Someone said read the room. We're talking about something else. You're talking about you wanting somebody's body and wanting like I don't under Mr. Chris, Ukwani Wike. Ah, one more. You should go and eat it. Like I don't know what that girl is. Oh my god. I hate to think about it. I try not to talk about it or like to post it on Instagram because people were saying it was a scripted show. So I'm like, should we really stress like this or something that is scripted? Should we? Because I don't know how that even works. I don't know how it works. So I was like, you know what? Let me not talk about it. And I just remembered when he told her, "Look at me," and he was like, he just wanted to look at him. He said, don't you like what you see? Oh God, Mr. Chris, I think you're about to get blocked. Okay, I've hidden him. Yeah, I've done it. I've done it. So you can hear word. Day. Paul suffers from inferiority complex, and all his bravado is just cover for his own issues. As in, man. No, that Shama has tried. She has tried. She has really tried. She has really tried. I mean, the other couple, they're not so dramatic to me, to be honest. But that Chris is just a whole different level. And why do they script shows like this, by the way? Like, what's the point of scripting it? I don't understand. Why not just, is it so difficult to bring people with like real life issues? Ugh, because, man, yeah, it's good. You enjoy it. You will enjoy how irritating Mr. Chris is. Okay, so the lady that says her husband says she doesn't guess her age Says, I'm actually a sneakers and joggers and boyfriend jeans with crop jumpers. Come on. Sporty chic, right? I really put on dresses, and funny enough, he contributes in my collection of sneakers. So I want to get it. Is he trying to say that you just old or you just young? Because sneakers and joggers, boyfriend jeans with crop jumpers. I guess he's trying to say that you're just young, right? Because you don't put on dresses, but you wear them sometimes. I think at the end of the day, right? Fashion. I'm not getting the girls. I've locked my door. Are people not happy with how peaceful this life is? Eh? Nobody's screaming. If they come now, my ring light will go off. My ring light will go off. My laptop will fall on the ground. Let's just leave them where they are. Um, I think that fashion basically is really just when you wear appropriate things to the appropriate places. I think that's really what counts, because if you're not going to a business meeting with sneakers and joggers, then that's fine. I'm not getting the girl, so the fact that he feels you just like a teenager. I mean, I think you're just cool, sis, because I'm just getting into boyfriend jeans. I used to really love boyfriend jeans, but I'm just starting to get into them. I think they've kind of come up again. I just got one. I can't wait to wear it. So does he have a problem with the dressing, or is he just saying, or doesn't he like it? The fact that Shoma is putting up with him, considering how smart she is, shows considering how smart she's shown herself to be, makes me want to believe it's scripted. She seems like she should know a lot better. I don't think it always works like that, to be honest. Because I think that some women are scared of time that has passed. And you see this relationship thing, eh? You can be in a relationship, and before you close eye and open eye, you'll be dealing with a lot of bad stuff. But before you close eye and open eye, the years have gone by. You'll be wondering, the years have gone by, and then you're wondering, like, how has it been 6 years? How has it been 10 years? So it's possible that she's been dealing with that. And then, there's something about relationships. Yeah. I feel like with relationships, and then mostly relationships, you would, like, how the bad things can happen. And then when the good times come, the good times sometimes just, it's as if the thing just erases your memory. And then you're like, okay, we're starting on a new page, and then you just dive in, and then you guys continue. So I know how I've seen cases where people can be very, very, um, can stay so long in relationships, just, accepting bullshit and all. Before you know it, years have gone by. She says, what do you think about people outgrowing their spouses? Do you think it happens? I think it happens. But then I think that, how I've heard people say, um, if you're of course in marriage, I you're not supposed to be this. You won't be the same person that you were years ago. I'm not the same person that I was years ago. There's some things that I can do now, and I can say I want now that I would have never in my wildest dreams thought that I wanted years ago. So I think that in marriage, as you're growing, as you're maturing, if your spouse is still on the same spot, same level, I feel like that's where the whole outgrowing thing comes in, because it's like, I don't know. I just think that's how it is. I just think that's how it is. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? What do people think about outgrowing your spouses? Do you think it happens? I think that, you know how in marriage we're trying to learn, we're trying to experiment, we're trying to be adventurous as we can be, you know. And if I'm moving ahead, and you see day for back, and that day for back is really just mental intelligence, emotional intelligence, all of these things. I feel like that's the point where you can outgrow somebody. So as we are going along in a marriage, and you're seeing that your partner is becoming this, I think somehow unconsciously you kind of learn to adapt to like the new person that they are. So, and I think some people don't want to adapt. Some people don't want to, they don't want to get with the program. It's like, I've known you as this, and me, I've been like this, so let it just be like that. And then the other person is moving forward. It's like, I don't like this, I like this, I now want to do this, and I want to try this out. And then you're just like, no, I don't want to do that. You are rigid, as in Yeah, so I think it can actually happen. It happens, not even it can. Actually, it happens. It happens. Okay, that's about Trauma, right? The show claims she's been with him for 3 years. Yeah, she's just settling in. I'm telling you, the way these things happen, years will go by. I know someone like years will go by. This one, she's married to the person, but the person is not in Nigeria. The person is in the UK, and they've been having issues for so long. Their child is 6 years, and she's like, I'm tired. Like, but they were married legally here in Nigeria before he went abroad. So, like, I keep on asking her, like, what do you want to do? Because in all honesty, I really think you should move on. She's 35. So I'm like, in all honesty, I think you should move on because you're spending so long with someone that doesn't even act as if you guys are important. It's not important for you to move your family to the UK after how many years of them being here in Nigeria. When it's time for you to move them, you give one excuse after another. They will go all the way, they will get their passport done, everything. And then when it gets to like last minute, when they're supposed to now come over, you not hear him giving all sorts of excuses. So it's just like, and she's there, like complain about the same thing over and over again. And it's been how many years now? The son is 6 years. He's going to be 7 very soon. So time can pass, like without you even knowing it. Time can pass, and you'll be wondering before you know it. 10 years don't reach you there. You should grow as you get older. Yeah, but I know some people don't grow. Some people don't grow. That's just it. That's where there's a problem. People don't grow. Someone says, "Can you do a weekend morning routine with the girls?" I think I've done a lot of those. Like I've done a lot of those, but whenever we feel the need to do another one, we'll definitely do another one. But it's not a movie. It's not a movie. Just search on YouTube, Blue Therapy. It will come up there. I think they've had like 3 episodes or so. Okay, so the lady about dressing up says, I think he as a person, he doesn't have an issue, but it affects him when we're outside with family and friends, since we have a 6 year difference and his friends' wives dress different. Oh, okay, I get it now. The guy probably has another life over there. I thought as much. I asked this lady and she said she's not sure. She really said what I like is that she didn't say I'm sure he doesn't have family. She's like, I don't know. I don't trust him. I don't know what he's doing. So, and I'm just like, you know what? I really like I really need her to move on, but I know it's going to be difficult for her to move on. And I don't know why people do this thing. Like you get married to somebody, you keep the person married down here, you go abroad, come, you are not coming, go, you are not going, marry, you are not married. You just tie the person down, the person is here waiting for you. I don't understand. I don't understand. And I feel like in most cases like that, when the women are not married, I'm not Edo, but the person I'm talking about in question are Edo people, actually. Um, so it's like you leave the person here and then you're not doing anything. She's just here feeling exactly. It's painful because I think the one thing that is actually holding her is the fact that they are legally married. You know, that's the one thing. Like they went to court down here, and then he went abroad, and then she got pregnant, and then she had the baby, and he wasn't even still around. Then now he came back, and if he comes back, he leaves very very quickly. Like he'll come, and then before you know, he's gone. So it's like anytime I just need her to move on, and I don't know. At the end of the day, it's her choice because if she wants to move on, how does she move on when she's married and she's they're legally married? How do people like that move on, when they're in two different continents? Yeah, I strongly suspect he has another family there because she's 35, so I think he's almost 40. So, and she has just one child. Definitely something shady, yes, exactly. And for me, I'm just looking at her like, I just want you to move on. Like, I want you to move on and live your life and start dating. Exactly, like start dating because she's a fine girl. She's a fine girl. So I don't know. She can't visit him without warning because he's in London. Like, and I don't think you don't just go to the UK and visit someone, without them knowing. It doesn't work that way. Plus, she even expressed fear because she was like, even when she wanted to move over to the UK with him, she was scared because one, she doesn't have any family there. So it's like all his family, he has family there, he has his sisters, his parents. So she was even feeling, you know, a bit scared because if anything happens, she doesn't have her people over there. But here she has her people around, her auntie, her brother, her twin brother, and all of that. So it's like perhaps before leaving, get enough finance off him. The crazy thing is that okay, this person now is of course sending her allowance, and you're supposed to be taking care of your child, of course. But then he's telling her that his sister is complaining that he doesn't have enough, but then he's sending her money every single month. And I'm like, I'm sorry. If you were in the UK, you're not going to be paying some sort of child care thing. And I don't understand. So it's like his sister has the sister we're talking about is married with children, and the sister is complaining that things are tight for him because he's sending her money every month, and you have a child. So how is your child supposed to fend? I don't understand. I don't understand. Like the thing was just busting my head that day. I'm like, I don't get it. So that means the sister feels that what they're sending you money to buy shoe, or I don't get it. That's when he's sending money, it's not they don't think that it's for the child's upbringing or the child's upkeep. They just think it is for her. Maybe she's buying clothes or what. Stories like this, it just because I know that the one thing tying her down is the fact that they're legally married. That's just the one thing that is tying. Make she run go where because you see the way I'm looking at it, this kind of man is not the kind of man that would even let her go. To be honest, I feel like if she even asks for a divorce, it might be I don't he might be a bit difficult. He might be a bit difficult. That's why I think he has to cater for them. Do you understand? Okay, so the latest thing that happened now is that okay, the man is now saying, okay, when someone has had it up to here, like they are done. At this point, when they have quarrels, she apologizes because she always feels that okay, how you want to get something from somebody, maybe finances, and trust me, this is someone that is doing well. She's really striving for herself, okay? So it's not like she's completely financially dependent on him. But she wanted to when she wants to get something from him, like maybe money, she'll just apologize so that he will just release the money. But then it had gotten to a point that she was just like, I'm done. Like at this point, I'm done. So even when the guy was talking, she wasn't even sorry. She didn't apologize, nothing. And then the man is like, how when someone has had it up to you, and then the man was surprised, like, as in you are still having mouth, you're not even apologizing. And then the girl is like, see, I'm just tired. I'm tired. And then the man is like, I know, I'm sure that there's somebody that's funding you. I'm sure that there's somebody that is, giving you money because obviously he knows that that's all that he's there for. You are not even useful. You are useless. He's useless where he is. The only thing that he's useful for is that the upkeep that is so difficult for him to bring to take care of his son. So the man is just like, so that I know that there's somebody that is giving you money. Let that person continue giving you money. So as he's out of the country, she can post the document to him to sign, or he can authorize a person from his family to sign on his behalf. You know what's crazy? I feel like it only takes somebody with a very, very strong resolve to look at a situation like that and just say, you know what, I'm done. As in, I'm done to a point that I just want this to end because I feel at the back of my mind. There's never been a time when we've had a discussion and then she would say something like, um, I just want to get a divorce. I've never heard her say anything like that. So I think, and I think with women, we get so attached. So I feel she might be looking at the amount of years, and you know how this life is. Maybe she'll be looking like, maybe I'm just getting to that point where he's about to change his mind, and I will now be the one to now mess things up. Maybe I'm at that point. Maybe it's going to be on this at the 7th year, and then we're at the 6th year. Maybe we're getting close. I feel like that can be part of it, because in all of our discussions, I've never heard anything like fully moving on. There's never been any small, talk about fully moving on. It's always just like silent treatment, and then after a while things kind of get back to normal, and that normal is still like cold conversations. It's not like reasonable, meaningful, conversation with someone that you say you're married to. So at the end of the day, it's just like I just see it as years are still going to go by. Years will just keep going by, except if her family comes together and maybe talk like serious sense into her head and just tell her, you know what, I think that you're done. Because I think at the back of the family's mind, they are waiting for that time when the person will be like, okay, you know what, let us now like finalize this and let us, go abroad. And that, I think the family is also having, there's just that slight glimmer of hope. So nobody's really talking sense into her head. She should not believe that sister's group. He's the one telling himself all those things. Even if his sister said so, if he didn't want to take it, he won't. People even start dating before their divorce is finalized. Yeah, exactly. She needs to be done firmly. Exactly. I think if you've not lived together for up to 3 years, you can apply for divorce. In Nigeria, it is wickedness. It is wickedness. It's not even matter of. The funny thing is that he's over there and he's going to school. So he's going to school over there, and then you leave someone here, person doesn't know where she stands, because today it looks like you're one leg in, you're one leg out. No, 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 no. She's not in the UK. She's here in Nigeria. Like that's how I have these conversations with her. She's here in Nigeria. She's here in Nigeria. Because Fine Nigeria is saying she needs to look into organizations in the UK to help her be safe and run. So she's here in Nigeria. Peace of mind cannot be traded. Don't even completely say she's done just for a bit. Blank him and narrow her focus. Time will help her decide eventually. Yeah, it's all about the resolve. I also know a lot of women that marry men abroad that they see once in a year during Christmas for like few weeks. Then January he's going again. I don't know how they do it for years on and on. She's in denial. God forbid this for her. But remember the Ghanaian pastor, he murdered his wife in the USA while she arrived at work. No, but I'm saying they don't live together. They live in different countries. She needs to go. He's being selfish. It's a very common thing in the UK. I truly feel sorry for the wives back home. I just wish they could see what their spouses are really up to abroad. I'm telling you, as if she really needs to. So CME said something. There was a question she asked. I just remembered. She said, "Please touch on navigating in-laws." So what do you guys think? I'm throwing the question out now. CME said, "Touch on navigating in-laws." For me, I don't have a lot of in-laws. First, I mean, my husband is an only child, so his parents before were living here in Lagos, but then they decided on their own to move down to the village. So we don't see them as often. His dad was here sometime this year. So we don't know when next we're going to see them anyway. So I don't really have in-law experiences. I did have in the beginning of my marriage, and I didn't have a problem with any of them. It was mostly my mother-in-law. Like the few issues that we had, it was my mother-in-law. To be honest, it was my mother-in-law. Um, but then, like in recent times, no, we've not had any. I can't really say I know how to navigate in-laws, because my husband's cousins are like chill, grown-up women, mature women with their own families. So, you know. So also I have a sister too. The husband left her over 10 years now to the UK. If she knows his address, one can find out more for her. Hmm. Like finding out is not even the issue. The thing is that this person is not does not have sense. When someone doesn't have sense, there's no need finding out things about them. It's just like they're not there, you're not there. So we don't need to find anything out. There's no point finding anything out. It's not like the person is behaving well and then you're thinking, could it be, could it not be? It's like the person is just not there. So finding out stuff is not even the issue, because I think even if he doesn't have family over there, he's not behaving well. So that's like the major issue. Mommy's blog says my in-laws are fine. My husband doesn't place his siblings above me at all. I just, like I said, I think I said it in one of my lives or one of my videos, that distance is also a good thing, because I think if in-laws are too close, then there's always, cause for some sort of altercation or misunderstanding. But then some people can't just help it. So sometimes there will always be like in-law issues. For me, Oshao, like I've said before, the husband always has to stand like in the forefront for his wife, because I think most times if you're standing for your spouse, then your in-laws know not to try nonsense. Most times that's just really what it is, and vice versa. Because I know that it's not just about a man's family giving a woman's family heat. It can also happen, the other way around. So if you are standing in front for your spouse, then they know that they need to pull back a little bit. So that's just what I think. Okay, I think we should come to the end of this live at this point. We have tried, guys. 2 hours 36 minutes. Wow. I mean, record breaker. I didn't think I was going to be able to stay this long, but thank you guys so much for staying with me for this long. A lot of people are logging out. It's already time for dinner for us here. Thank you so much, Shigo. So yeah, let us say our last goodbyes before I end the live. Um, and I want to say a very, very big thank you to Airtel Nigeria for holding this live down. If I had used Spectrum, they would have embarrassed me. But Airtel, I mean, they held it down for us for 2 good hours. I don't think we had so much of a glitch like that. Someone is asking, how are you? When will they say bye bye? Now they ask, how are you? Okay. Thank you guys so much. I love you. Thank you for staying with me up until this point. I appreciate it. Thank you for engaging. Thank you for the questions. And I hope we're able to learn a few things from this. I said I'll be coming live every month at least, um, once every month. Thank you so much, Igo. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I can end the live, right? Because I don't want to leave. I don't want to be rude and leave when people are, trying to send messages in. So thank you. Bye. And I just remember that someone even said I should invite somebody on the live, but and I didn't do that. Imagine I didn't do that. But anyway, all right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah. Thank you. All right, guys. Bye. I'm going to save the live anyway. So okay, email me about my friend's case in the UK. Okay, so yeah, you can send me a mail. Thank you. Um, yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to save the live. So just in case you enjoyed it, you can share it with anybody that you wanted to watch that couldn't come live. You can share it with them. But like 2 hours. Wow, that's a lot. Oh, congrats, nurse. Organics, 11 years in December. God bless you too. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Muna. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Thank you. Bye.